been injured in an accident, one thing leads to another. Your injury leads to treatment. Treatment leads to hospital bills. Bills lead to debt. Debt leads to stress. The advocates can help relieve that stress. Having an advocate attorney on your side leads to faster resolutions, fair outcomes, and a peaceful recovery for you. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show, live on your YouTube machine, Twitter, Insta, Snapface, and stuff. Here on Tuesday, April 28th, 2026. As always, we are presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. And I tell you every day on this show, compassion, empathy, understanding, that's what you get when you go to The Advocates. And I cannot evangelize enough for being empathetic in this life. And when somebody understands what you're going through and they can feel what you felt because they've seen it so many times before, it gives you such an advantage when you are trying to work through things like an accident, a car accident, a bike accident. Maybe you got hurt in the workplace. Absolutely. The Advocates handle workman's comp. Get it right now at theadvocates.com, where you never pay a penny out of pocket, because you don't pay the advocates unless and until they win your case. Let's get right to work on this Brendan Sorsby story, because I actually think this is a big deal. And I know we all want to minimize what gambling is. And I know that we all want to say that, you know, gambling, it's not an addiction. And trust me when I tell you, I have worked in sports for 30 years. And I know people who were absolutely, it chokes me up just to say
Yes.
it. Absolutely sports gambling addicts. Back in the day, before you had all the online folks, I worked with people in sports radio who would, during commercial breaks in a radio show, would pick up a landline phone and call their bookies at horse tracks to place bets on horse races. It's incredible to me how much money people were spending. And now I think gambling, and this is where the Brendan Sorsby story kind of interweaves itself, that it's so readily available on your phone that these sports books are in ballparks, which is a major part of the Brendan Sorsby story. Allegedly, Brendan Sorsby was going to Reds games and betting hundreds of dollars per pitch. Just incredible amounts of money on the outcome of single pitches. That's when I feel like, yeah, you're probably not in control of yourself. And I feel like Brendan Sorsby, who, if you did not hear, the Texas Tech quarterback, has checked himself into a residential program for gambling addiction. This only after it comes out that he was a major gambler from Indiana to Cincinnati, and I would assume it has not stopped at Texas Tech because he's checking himself into therapy. But the thing that really is scary here, and this is the part that is troublesome if you're a Tech fan, Brendan Sorsby allegedly bet on Indiana while at Indiana, which would vacate the remaining eligibility he has, which means he's not any longer a college football player. I mean, the rule is black and white. Now, having said that, obviously, we only like the rules when they're not applied to us. And you know Brendan Sorsby is going to sue the hell out of somebody if that happens. But I don't see any way that he should be allowed to continue playing football if it is, in fact, proven that he bet on Indiana while at Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly the cardinal sin of all sports, right? I mean, if you're a professional athlete, you're not allowed to bet on the team that you're playing for. And generally speaking, gambling as a whole is frowned upon. So, I think that just generally is just a rule of thumb. But I think that the conversation around, how to view Brendan Sorsby, like how to feel about him is definitely an interesting one, because I see this angle that people are playing of, oh, well, college kid and gambling's on your phone constantly and gambling leads endorse this and that and Kalshi this and poly market that and yada yada. And it's like, dude, ultimately, these guys are the same human beings as we are, right? Like Brendan Sorsby or any other professional athlete, whoever you want to look to, they're just as human as we are. And
Correct.
that works both ways, meaning they're just as susceptible, but they also are just as culpable. They have just as much responsibility, if not more, because they are a professional athlete. And so the issue that I have in this situation is I just feel like Brendan Sorsby has his issues and he'll get those taken care of, and his eligibility and whatnot will obviously get figured out. And maybe he's not eligible, maybe he is, I don't know. But I just think that this situation for Texas Tech couldn't be worse. I mean, it
No.
could be a worse look with what Texas Tech did here. And I say that because it has come out that Cincinnati was allegedly aware of his behavior before the 25 season. So this is not a new development. And obviously, as you just said, the Indiana thing. So this is not new. This is not like somehow
Mm-mm.
just coming out of the dark. They knew about this. And I just think it's funny to me that yesterday we get, all the thoughts and prayers coach talking out of Joey and, Texas Tech, and there's no responsibility taken for the fact that you just picked up a guy, didn't pay his $1 million buyout. Cincinnati's suing him, and now we know that he's a gambling guy. Like, you're not helping this kid. You're putting him in a worse position than he was already in by picking him up and not paying for his $1 million buyout. That's what I feel like no one's talking about here. I mean, what has Texas Tech done for Brendan Sorsby?
Well, and obviously the update on Brendan Sorsby's lawsuit yesterday, well, his lawyers say, I don't want that to apply to me. His lawyers filed an answer in court yesterday stating that the buyout clause is illegal against Ohio law. Like, Ohio law does not allow these buyouts. Very convenient for a guy that is a self-admitted now gambling addict.
Mm-hmm.
Who probably, I'm guessing in my own opinion, doesn't have the $1 million to pay the buyout.
Yeah, and they're also trying to make the argument that it's a pay for play situation in that contract. Which
you were happy to partake in.
Yeah.
While you were at Cincinnati reaping the benefits of that, illegal contract. Who are you, the Pac-12?
Yes.
Right? Like, that's what this comes down to. Brendan Sorsby signed an agreement he didn't want to live up to. And then when that agreement was pressed in contract law, then he's got to sue and countersue. And this is the issue. We have, and apply this to gambling, we have zero self-accountability. And so we have a guy in Brendan Sorsby who apparently bet on his own team in Indiana, according to reports. Apparently does not want to live up to the terms of the contract he signed with Cincinnati. Does not want eligibility laws impressed against him. And is an out-of-control gambler, self-admitted. And this is the guy that Texas Tech targeted to be their starting quarterback. And we're supposed to say, oh, Tech had no ability. They didn't know. How would they know? You're telling me you paid a kid millions of dollars and you had no idea he was a gambling addict. I'm going to say you had to have some idea. And if you didn't, you're wildly derelict in your duty.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder what the private behind closed doors relationships look like, because if you're Texas Tech, you've got all this money to spend. You've been out here in the market, spending a bunch of money on talent. You're telling me Brendan Sorsby's the best you could do, right? Given his situation, not any knock on him as a quarterback. I have my opinions, but obviously, if we're just talking football, it's fine. But you're telling me this is the best you could do is to involve yourself in this situation. Like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. And it just makes me feel like it optics wise, it's speculation, not factual. Totally get it. But optics wise, you've put yourself in a vulnerable position here by signing a guy who you didn't need to sign. Like, you didn't have to have Brendan Sorsby. You chose to go after Brendan Sorsby. And it makes me wonder whose dad knows which coach and which coach is in. Like, we saw this during the draft. This
Yes.
would not be surprising, dude.
No.
Oh, Brendan can't afford his $1 million buyout and he's a gambling guy and he's got gambling problems. Oh, well, hey, man. Hey, Joey, like, we've been friends. Like, that wouldn't at all be surprising here. And I said it the other day, but I'm telling you, this is Will Hammond's team. Brendan Sorsby is not going to see the field for Texas Tech at this point. It would be shocking if Bro ever saw the field for Texas Tech at this point, mainly because he's got to go through rehab. Then his eligibility questions got to get answered. And you can't tell me he's going to take an in-game snap until that $1 million is figured out. There's just no way. I would be shocked.
I think I just don't. I don't know how you put this guy in the field at Texas Tech. At some point, and maybe this is utopic, and I totally get it, but at some point, don't you have to have standards?
You would think.
At some point, don't you have to have a level with which you will not fall beneath? I mean, maybe Cody doesn't. Maybe Cody Campbell has no ethics. Maybe Cody Campbell has no standards, no bar. I seriously doubt that. My guess is you don't make the money he's made without having some ethics, both good and bad, and not having a level with which you refuse to fall below in operating your business. You're not as successful as Cody Campbell is without having some level of, hey, yeah, we're not going to do that. You have to have some level of that, right? I would think so.
You would think.
But are you telling me that Texas Tech didn't background Brendan Sorsby? You didn't do any research into Brendan Sorsby. You didn't talk to any former coaches, to any former teammates, are we really handing young 20-somethings millions of dollars without checking their backgrounds? And we're then going to play the victim card. Because Texas Tech is not a victim here, no matter how this works out.
Cheating, lying, and then playing the victim.
You can't. Well, I don't think they cheated or lied, but I think Texas Tech has culpability here. You enabled, at the very least, as I've said since when was that? February, I guess. Cincinnati sued Sorsby.
Mm-hmm.
Did you not make sure that Brendan Sorsby lived up to his ethical commitment to Cincinnati? Or did you not care?
I don't think they cared about the $1 million. That's just my opinion. I don't think that they took that seriously, or that was like, that I don't think that was ever something that they were going to be willing to pay. I have a hard time believing that.
Well, do you really think they just don't care about that $1 million?
I don't think that they care about that because if you did care about it, you would have had that done before you signed him. You would have said, hey, we really want you to be here. We understand there's a buyout. We'll pay the buyout for you. Fly on down to Lubbock. Like that. That's what I have a lot. That's what I'm saying, man. I just feel like it's hard for me to skip over the brewing like storyline that's inevitably going to come out. I feel like hey, like somebody knows somebody. They tried to skate around the $1 million. They didn't want to pay the $1 million.
Yes.
And they didn't want to pay the $1 million because of the gambling thing. And they hoped the gambling thing wouldn't come out. Now it's come out. Now they're having to PR the hell out of this thing. Next thing we're going to hear is they got a crisis manager to come into the program and handle this for them. And you can just see where this is going. That's what I struggle with. It's wild. I'm not even mad at Brendan Sorsby anymore. I'm not even in a place where I'm like, hey, Brendan, you're making bad decisions and you're just, dude clearly is addicted to gambling. And that conversation unto itself, we could do hours upon hours of content on about how there's advertisements everywhere all over our phones for Kalshi and Poly Market and all these different things that we can now, because to your point, that story you told, right? It used to be that it was just like the horses, or like it was just like very OG traditional gambling that we all knew and loved. But now it's like, oh, hey, I can get on Poly Market and I saw a video on TikTok the other day of a position that was taken on Poly Market on a certain political figure and whether they would say a certain phrase or not before the month was over. Like, that's the level of gambling that we are at this point, that you can go out and get positions on basically anything in the world. So I'm not surprised or mad at Brendan Sorsby. Disappointing? Sure. Yeah, it's really disappointing, dude. Of course. But he's not the first one, dude. Kayshawn Booty, all the guys following this in a long line of dudes who have fallen victim to gambling. He's not the first and he won't be the last. This is hardly about Brendan Sorsby. He's just a poster child, dude. This is about Texas Tech making decisions behind the scenes to go and try to. I'm curious. My big question is, what were you trying to do with Brendan Sorsby? Did you think this wouldn't come out? Or were you genuinely behind the scenes trying to save dude from himself? That's what I would love to have clarity on, because it just doesn't make sense to me that, like, to your point, like, I don't even feel like they had to do background on Sorsby. I'm guessing most people in the footballing world were kind of aware that dude was pretty active in the gambling space, and that was a risk that you were going to take if you were going to sign him. You
can't gamble the volume and the aggression like Brendan Sorsby does, and people don't know.
Yeah. So it's
when you're sitting at Great American Ballpark, betting $1 per pitch on a regular basis, allegedly, it's awfully difficult to be like, he's such a good kid. I mean, he walked that old lady across the street only because he bet $50 she'd trip and fall. He
had to profit from it, but I mean, he still did it.
Right?
I mean, come on.
For me, you knew. And I am telling you, as sure as I am sitting here, you do not walk away from this clean if you're Texas Tech unless you cut him. And if you knew he bet in Indiana and you don't cut him, I think this is very telling about the kind of morals and ethics that they operate with in Lubbock. You didn't make him pay the buyout. If you knew that he bet on Indiana while he was at Indiana and you kept him, if you didn't know he bet on Indiana while at Indiana, any way you slice it, this is Jim Harbaugh with free cheeseburgers for kids. How did you not know? How did you not know? It is your responsibility to know. Mm-hmm. You are paying Brendan Sorsby millions of dollars, and you did no background on him? Because my guess is if you'd asked somebody which direction he wipes, they'd have told you, well, ask him because he lost money on it.
Yeah, he took a Poly Market position on front to back, dude.
Right? Like, that's what you probably would have gotten in return. And I have a hard time believing, again, and maybe I live in this utopic society of my mind. I have a hard time believing that Texas Tech would have taken a quarterback out of the portal and paid him millions of dollars if they didn't know he had a gambling addiction. So I'm guessing Texas Tech had no idea because they didn't do their due diligence on Brendan Sorsby.
Man.
That's my guess. I could be wrong. There's no reporting and there's no information. Will anybody in Lubbock have the balls to ask Joey or Cody, hey, did you guys do a background check on Brendan Sorsby? Did you run financials on Brendan Sorsby? Did you talk to his former coaches or teammates? Any surprise that he left Indiana right when Sig was getting there and voila, they turned into a national championship powerhouse? What was he escaping at Indiana? What's he escaping at Cincinnati? It's your job to know, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it your job at Texas Tech to know what he's running from? Because what have I said about quarterbacks in the portal? And how many times have I said this? Quarterbacks that hop around, those are not the ones you want. You don't want that kid.
Facts.
He went from Indiana. They win. He goes to Cincinnati, and look what he's running away from. The sports book at Great American Ballpark is what he's running away from. Does he owe bookies? Does he owe bookies in Cincinnati money?
Just not to cut you off, but how prolific is the sports book at Great American Ballpark, dude?
Oh, it's captured how many people now?
Dude, you guys remember the Alabama baseball coach getting absolutely torched by going to that? Like, this sports book is prolific at this point. Dude, that's wild.
Yes. And here's the other question. Should we just ban college athletes from betting altogether?
I think we should. Yeah. I mean, I just think that the hard part is they're adults, right? Legally, they're adults. You're over 18. You're an adult by the law. The hard part is that you may be an adult legally, but you're just coming into the world, basically, right? Like you're just now discovering what it looks like to be approached by somebody in the gambling space, or like to have these different conversations and to try to maneuver your way through all these difficult things. So I think that when you look at this story, there's a couple of different like layers that you have to look at it from. Number one, the million-foot view looking down on it. Got to look at Indiana, got to look at Cincinnati. Both of them had some knowledge that he was doing this. There has to be conversations about that, number one. Number two, it's interesting to me how tough Cincinnati's being on trying to recoup the $1 million and how much they care about that, given the fact that they knew he was gambling. And I don't know where that part of the conversation leads to, how much they knew, how much they didn't know. I just think that that's a really interesting part of it when you look at it from Cincinnati's point of view. Like, how much did Satterfield know? Like, how much, how much risk was there? How active is Brendan Sorsby in this part of his life during the season? That to me is also a major question. If you look at Cincinnati's year, I mean, you guys got to remember, Cincinnati last year was solid. Like, They were, I don't remember what they finished at record wise, but I remember at one point, Cincinnati fan was in our comment section talking about how, oh, we're back and we're going to compete and we're just as good as Tech. And that was absolutely a thing this past college football season. So like, he was playing well, but I'm just curious what the exposure was on the gambling side now that he's left Cincinnati in the way that he left. And so, yes, I think that college athletes shouldn't be gambling or have access to gambling. Now, we would be naive to think that would prevent them from gambling, right? We all know that there are ways around, hey, you're a college athlete, you can't gamble. Hey, bud, ever heard of a VPN? Like, we know that there are ways around it. But at least at that point, it is as cut and dry as, oh, you were caught gambling, Kayshawn Booty? All right, we'll see you later.
Booty.
I don't feel like the NCAA is going to treat Brendan Sorsby, that way. I think that there will definitely be missed time this season. I would be shocked if Tech cut him. I just don't. I don't feel like for an organization that signed him, my personal opinion is that they knew about this. You knew that there was a good chance this was going to happen. So it's probably in the play. Right? You probably understand, hey, we got to get Will Hammond back from that ACL ASAP. He's on track to start week 0 or week 1 or whatever. We should be fine. Maybe Brendan comes back midway through the season. Who the hell knows? But I'm just telling you, there's much more to this than, oh, well, just unlucky for Tech, or Tech somehow didn't know. Like, they knew, dude. And this was all part of it.
Yeah, I think he should not be allowed to play college football. If that Indiana story is true, The gambling on Reds games and pitches, whatever he allegedly did at Great American Ballpark, it's Major League Baseball. He's an adult. Great. If he bet on college football, specifically college football, he's out. If he bet on Indiana while on scholarship and on the roster at Indiana, he's out. Period. You can't have it. And to me, I understand that Lubbock fan is probably going to lose their mind and start throwing all type of, switchblade at me and all kinds of stuff like I'm the Kansas head coach, lie told.
That's what fucking ticks me the fuck off.
Yeah. Lie told.
Texas Tech fan tends to lose their mind in the comment section on this show. If Brendan Sorsby bet on college football while as a college football player, he should be banned for the rest of his life.
And you shouldn't be mad that he got banned the rest of his life because you shouldn't want that dude on your team.
Exactly right. Exactly right. There's no question about it. I mean, you should ban him like we ban people who don't already have a membership after Calford gets 20 more Monty Show memberships. Way to go, Calford. Always good to see you. Bet. Shouldn't we just bring the word bet back now? Hey, do you guys think that Texas Tech's going to win this week? Bet.
Yeah, bet. I like it.
You guys like Cincinnati this year? Bet. Right? Can't we just, how do you guys feel about Indiana? Bet.
Yeah, we know, Brendan. You bet. The question was how much, okay? Thank you.
I agree. David Persons, welcome back to the membership. Good to see you.
Nice.
And I think we need to say this, a real, live, breathing American Texas Christian University.
So you're the one.
Horned Frog fan.
U.S. Americans.
A real Texas Christian University fan.
Texas.
Tarrant County. I don't know if he lives in Tarrant County. I just wanted to say, because I'm all hat and no cattle, so I just want to throw around, West Texas. Look, I watch Landman. I know how it works down there, so the lingo is really important. I totally get, and the cleavage. But, Fort Worth and stuff. Midland. But good to see you, David. A real TCU fan, unlike some others on this show.
Hey,
frauds.
Quick question. Hey, Cody, does everything still run through Lubbock, dude? Do you still run the Big 12 conference now that your prized new possession, Brendan Sorsby, is known as having gambling issues? You guys still running out that narrative about how you're the best team in the Big 12 and all that? Or can we move on from that now? Just asking for a friend.
The Arch-Leister syndrome. Jake, who's Arch-Leister?
Couldn't tell you.
Exactly. As a paramedic, Matt Muldoon, a paramedic, thank you for your service. I have responded to 3. Oh, boy, here we go. People who have stopped their path in this life.
They moved on to
over
a different
gambling
situation.
addiction that cost them their families. It's real and it's a harsh reality. I think that's the question. Is sports gambling a plague on sports? I knock on Formica or graphite or whatever this is. It's not graphite. I do not have an addictive personality, thankfully, unless it's Travis Matthew golf shorts with a 6-inch inseam. I don't have an addictive personality. But it is absolutely paralyzing when you're a gambling addict. And you just walk around Las Vegas and you see it. You see it every day. And it's no different than watching dudes on fentanyl. It's no different in my mind. Mm-hmm. And as tough as it is to see these realities, the question becomes, do we want freedoms? And everybody, I see the comment section talking about banning gambling. And do you want freedoms or not? Is gambling any different than smoking cigarettes? You know that smoking cigarettes is going to kill you, but you do it anyway. You know that smoking cigarettes is terrible for the environment, because why would you want to put your butt in the garbage? But you do it anyway. You know your chances of winning when you are gambling on sports are slim and none, but you do it anyway. There is a laundry list of dudes who have wrecked themselves sports gambling. You do it anyway. That's called freedom. Plain and simple. You have the freedom to speak your mind in this country. Your words have consequences. Freedoms and liberties come with consequences. You are free to make poor decisions. You are free to smash with chicks who are not on your level. You
All
are
gas,
free.
no break.
You are free to stain the blue dress. But all of those decisions have consequences.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
You are free to flip your Land Rover in a small Florida neighborhood and then ask your attorneys to help you hide your prescription drug references in history. Knock yourself out, kid. You want to flip that? For whatever reason, those actions have consequences.
Okay, can you work in a Rossini reference just for me?
You are free to have multiple kids with a head football coach. Allegedly. You are free to have him and you make a playlist for each other on Spotify. On a public Spotify account. You are free to go to sex rehab in Salt Lake City and buy your wife a gift in the airport, you schmuck. Okay. No, we'll save the Mike Vrabel airport shopper guy.
We'll get to the Tower
Chiefs log here. We'll get to the airmen. But you're free. All this stuff, these are freedoms and liberties we have.
Mm-hmm.
Are we free or are we not?
We are.
I'm going to say
we are.
I'm going to say we are. But those freedoms come with heavy responsibility. And forgive me if I have trouble feeling sorry for people.
Yeah, I mean, I think generally, like, if you don't have freedom, there's no value in being, there's no value in being like a high character person or being a responsible person or things like that, right? Like, if there is no risk of making bad decision, then there is no reward of making good decision. That's just how it works, right? Like, if you don't have the freedom to make bad decisions, then you don't get the honor of making good ones. That's the hard part here. So I don't feel bad. This was kind of my point with some of these other stories we've talked about this week and last week. Like, I don't feel bad for these people, because just the same way you have the choice, or I have the choice, or someone else has the choice to go and cheat on their spouse or blow a bunch of money or do this or do that, it would be detrimental to your life. Like, they have those same options. The only difference is they have more bandwidth in terms of finances because they were involved in what amounts to professional sports at the college or pro level. So I'm just sitting here saying, like, dude, it's like, Brendan, you made this decision, dude. That's why I said this conversation, like the headline is going to say, hey, like, Brendan Sorsby enters gambling rehab. But the story is more of, hey, the system ate Brendan Sorsby alive, and nobody seemingly yet wants to talk about or ask, Joey or Cody or anybody in Texas Tech land about their responsibility here. And that's what I think is so rich about professional sports. Player gets in trouble because he's addicted to gambling, addicted to a system that's massive and profits off of the sport and is constantly in front of you as a professional athlete. Texas Tech tries to take advantage of that in some form or fashion that's not clear yet. And Then when it blows up, nobody wants to ask the leadership at Texas Tech what the deal is and like what the situation is. This is what I said about the Michigan stuff, right? Nobody wants to ask Ward Manuel what his responsibility is, even though it's his athletic department and even though he enabled a ton of that stuff, right? Nobody's going to ask that question. That's my problem with these stories, dude. We're asking the wrong people the wrong questions. We want to talk to Charlie Baker. We don't want to talk to Cody Campbell. That's my problem.
Yeah, I think it is. This is a very black and white, cut and dry situation. We need clear rules and regulations in place that are not complicated. Did you bet on college sports as a college athlete? You're out. I'm going to appeal. Yeah, there's no appeal. You bet on college sports as a college athlete.
Rule's the rule.
You're out. Oh, that's right. There is no collective bargaining in college sports, so we're all going to sue each other.
So then, because of that,
what does a CBA for college athletes do here? Oh, you bet on college sports. You're out. It's collectively bargained. You agreed and we agreed. You're out. There is no lawsuit to be had because it's collective bargaining.
But why don't the powers that be want collective bargaining?
Because then you got to pay more. you got to give up more of your money.
You got to give up more of your money. And through that process, collective bargaining would hamper their ability to do things behind the scenes that are not legal or are not, on the up and up. And that's where I say, again, I've been on a run lately. Give me a tinfoil hat. I'm not putting it by these guys, dude. I'm not giving dudes the benefit of the doubt, bro.
You have
more importantly. Here we go.
Because this is Jake's story. Wait. This is Jake's story. He has been forearm strengthening to this story for a couple of weeks.
800 times a month, dude. I'm telling you. More importantly, 13 scientists with anti-gravity technology UFO secrets are missing or unalived. That's true. I don't know about the anti-gravity portion, but these folks had knowledge. These folks are no longer in existence. To the point, just want to point this out, dude. Just get it out there. These people are on the record years before they were unalived, saying if I was unalived, it wasn't by my own doing. Just so we're all on the same page. So yeah, I'm on the story, dude. I'm absolutely paying attention. Absolutely, dude.
Dummy face over there sends me this story. He's like, dude, oh my God, she said if this happens, it happened.
Here I am.
My guy. Last night, we're going back and forth. He's like, dude, look at this guy sitting up on the dance videotaping. It's a fix his end, dude.
Bro, I put it in. Play
I know
it if
you put it in.
Dude. Yeah, I did, dude.
I'd love it to be whiter.
I know, dude. I'm aware, dude.
He just said that.
Buddy is sitting at the table.
Said that.
Bro, Buddy's sitting at the table at the correspondence dinner.
We'll get there. We'll get there, Jake.
I just have one. Just marinate on this until we get there. I just have one question, dude. If you're at a formal event of any variety that's taking place inside and chaos ensues allegedly outside in the hall of a room like that,
with a little bing bing happening out in the hallway.
Yes. So let me get this right. That's happening. You can clearly hear it on the audio. Your first reaction is to take out the old iPhone and start videoing it? No.
Welcome to America.
Absolutely not, dude.
Yes.
Nobody in their right mind in a life or unalive situation is going to sit there and just video. I'm sorry. No.
Do you think if we'd have had cell phone, smartphone cameras like we do now, when dudes directed their aviation devices into certain construction domiciles
things
back on that day, all those years ago,
right?
25 years ago now.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody inside the building would have been videotaping? Yes. No. Yes, it's who we are. It's what we do. We're scumbags.
Nah, dude, I think you're yeah, we'll talk about it. I disagree. I think that when you're in a life and unalive situation and everybody around you is running for their life, which is clearly happening, if your first instinct is to sit there and videotape, no.
It wouldn't have been me. I wouldn't have been. I'd have been on the floor under the table. And proudly so. I ain't saving nobody's life except my wife and my kid. That's it.
Here's the other problem that you can't get away from.
And I'm fat, so I'm a bigger target.
Yeah, but you have your Velmeros, so those will get you moving along. Okay?
Damn right.
The other problem here is Buddy's sitting up at the big boy table, not out in the crowd.
Yeah,
so
I don't even know who it is.
We'll get to it. But I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you. It doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. The scientist thing doesn't add up. This doesn't add up. And by the way, so anyway, go ahead.
That's the Sorsby thing.
Cody Campbell, while we're talking about UFOs and stuff in the vernal equinox, I'm not putting it past Cody Campbell to have a relationship with somebody on Sorsby's side and to have tried to make a difference for Sorsby and it blew up in his face. I'm not putting that past him, dude. It does not make sense to me that you went after the one guy in the portal who's got gambling addiction issues. You can't tell me you didn't know and that that this is just, oh man, we had no idea. Oh gosh, what an unfortunate. We love Brendan. We're going to stand by. Come on, dude. Save us all the coach speak, bro. Like, we know what this is. We know what it is.
Should college athletes be allowed to gamble on college sports? And here's what I would tell you. I don't care what sport you play. And this is just my opinion. You should not be allowed to gamble on sports at the college level. If you are a college football player, you should not be able to gamble on college hockey or badminton or track and field because you know how it is. These guys are all machines. Machines want to smash with other machines. You got a girlfriend that's a pole vaulter, hopefully at home and on the track. You cannot be betting on track and field.
Yeah.
If you are an NCAA athlete, you should not be allowed to gamble on sports. Period. This is why we need collective bargaining. It's why we need it. I am telling you, collective bargaining, and I know you guys are tired of hearing me talk about this. Collective bargaining fixes every single problem that's wrong in college athletics. You want them to have a certain GPA, collectively bargain it. You're not eligible if you can't have a 2.0 GPA. All right, cool. Let's collectively bargain that. Oh, you want me to have a 2.0? Okay, well then you got to up the ante $500,000 if I get to a 2.5. Any athlete that's making that's at 2.5 GPA gets a $500,000 bump. Funny how you guys don't want that 2.0 anymore.
Yep.
That's how collective bargaining works. You want this, then you're going to give me that, and we're going to negotiate it. It's as simple as that. And I really don't think it's that complicated.
Yeah, but
I don't.
I agree with you completely, but I guess maybe this is the cynical side of my opinion, but I just don't buy that the powers that be want to collective bargain like that, because that would prevent them from having the control of sorts that they have now over certain situations around money and like how they
control is such an illusion. I'm so tired of that. Control is, do you guys understand that control is an illusion? It's not real. Control is not real. What do you really control? I can walk outside and get hit by a bus today. What do you really control? Honest to goodness. What do you really control? You're not going to control a kid in what he does with his money or how much money he should make. And all these old white hairs that want to keep these kids from getting paychecks, you're not going to control that.
Well,
because it only makes it worse when you try to suppress people.
Well, what have they been doing?
What do you mean?
Suppressing people, controlling it, and preventing them from making money.
And how much money they've lost because of it.
Yeah. I guess that goes both ways. I feel like, yeah, they have lost money. Yes. Now they're losing money. Yes.
Yes.
But for how long had they not been losing money? For how long had they been had kids not been getting paid?
I think now they've lost it in triplicate. And this has been talked about a lot. The NCAA, if you look at the money now that they've put into fighting NIL, the house settlement, just the legal fees alone, they're probably underwater for the last, because when did the On3, as crappy as On3 is, I think On3 did a thing about how long has college athletics been big business? I would say dating back to like the late 70s, it really exploded. Early 80s, certainly it was big business. But you look at the late 70s and forward, I think they've lost money now because of all the legal fees. The legal fees are outrageous.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's get to work. But yes, Monty, you make him run some stairs in the stadium. That'll teach him exactly. Good old Ken Maynor, expect Texas Tech to take a tumble in the preseason polls, and ESPN is not going to give them or the Big 12 much respect. I would think
what
not.
Respect if they earned. Like,
I would think not.
Like, what? Like, did we really think that Tech was going to be a top 10 team in the preseason polls before this?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes. Actually, yes.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, dude. That I mean, maybe so, but they're not a top 10 team.
You don't think so?
No.
Before, if Brendan Sorsby was equal.
I mean, if Brendan Sorsby was equal, yeah, sure, you can make a case that they're like maybe 7 to 10. But yeah, I'm not putting them anywhere near the top 5. They're not any, dude. You cannot factually or logically make an argument that Texas Tech is anywhere near the top 5 at a minimum, but probably if you really look at it like this season, probably the top 7 after what they did against Oregon. You can't do that. That's just not, you can't do what you did against Oregon and then try to convince me that somehow they're a real threat to compete against the usual suspects. The
ESPN has them 8th. So there's that. Pro Football Focus has them 8th. ESPN says after their offense fell flat in the CFP, the Red Raiders spent big to upgrade that side of the ball. Sorsby was one of the top quarterbacks in the portal and is a true dual threat. Running backs Cameron Dickey and Jacoby Williams are returning, and the Red Raiders grabbed a trio of speedy receivers out of the portal.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Had them 8th. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see. They had BYU 12th. They had them rank higher than Lane Train and LSU and Baton Rouge.
Like, who's directly ahead of Texas Tech right now on ESPN? You know, like who's 7, 6, and 5?
Miami is 7. Indiana's 6. Texas is 5. Notre Dame is 4. Georgia's 3. Oregon's 2. Ohio State's 1. So,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just cynical about Texas Tech, but I don't see how you can really. Obviously, Sorsby changes the equation, but even with Sorsby, you really got to look at it and say, okay, do we really think that Indiana would have any trouble dispatching Texas Tech? Honestly,
I actually do. I think Josh Hoover's got a lot to prove, and I think losing Surratt and Cooper and. I mean, I think Hemby, Aiden Fisher, obviously Lewis Moore and D'Angelo Pons, like they lost a lot off that football team. Now, it does not hurt that you added guys like Josh Hoover, Nick Marsh, Turbo Richard from BC. Like, I mean, he had a decent class, but
yeah.
Didn't they get Carter Smith to come back too, or did he get drafted? No, he went back. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, point is, they're a top 10 team. I mean, got to be America's team in Texas Tech, right? Best team in the country. Best team Cody Campbell's money could buy. You know, Cody Campbell and his bread. I'm just over here spreading the schmear.
People.
Yeah, you never get the best people. Anyway, my point is, I think Brendan Sorsby And maybe this is the argument. I think Brendan Sorsby in the comments section, Brendan Sorsby should never play college football again. If it is true that he bet on Indiana at Indiana, done. Not negotiable, nothing to talk about. I think he should be done. I think Texas Tech should face penalties, as should Cincinnati, as should Indiana. I think you have to hold the university accountable for the actions of their athletes. And if Sorsby bet at Indiana, Cincinnati, and now at Texas Tech, you should be held accountable for that. I just don't know, like, how else do you really hit these guys other than in the pocketbook? And the only way you really hit them in the pocketbook is you take a year of postseason eligibility away. You say to Cincinnati, Brendan Sorsby was betting on college sports, you're out of postseason play this year. If you can prove definitively that he was at Indiana betting on Indiana, Indiana cannot go to the postseason this year.
Yeah.
That will never happen. It should, because the only way that you can truly stop these kids from being bad actors is hold the authority responsible, the authority over them, the people charged with making sure that these kids don't do damage to their communities. Their universities that pay them money to play athletics, they must be held accountable. And accountability is financial, and financial is postseason play. Plain and simple. It's why it's such a travesty that Fat Ass still has his job in Ann Arbor. It's why it is such a travesty of justice. You know, when stars aligned, you guys are spot on. Yeah, we're good looking too. You know, Sorsby just needs Dr. Campbell's drive-through rehab. Could be.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, Frogfather, betting on Indiana pre-Signetti is definitely a red flag. Mental illness. Who bet on Cincinnati before Sig? Nobody. Texas State James. I'd like to offer Brendan Sorsby some counseling in the rectory. Oh, James, that's so nice of you.
Me?
That's amazing. Good job.
I love the casual as a Texas Tech fan reference, dude. That's so good. That is so good.
Just slide it right in there.
Yeah, dude. You know.
Lover boy.
Ken Maynard, Texas Tech is probably now a top 20 team instead of top 10. I would agree with that. But, you know, Duck Monty, those tortillas are hard as rocks. We're on a run, inexplicably so, in the Monty crib of those raw tortillas that you make on the stovetop. Dude, I made egg, smoked turkey, like, you know, lunch meat, smoked turkey, egg, and Swiss breakfast tacos last night for dinner. Oh, you want to talk about colon therapy. Oh, so good. Little salsa on there. Polish them off with red grapes. Oh, my God. Big 12 championship brought to you by FanDuel. Exactly. Apparently, gambling runs through Lubbock. Could be.
Apparently.
Could be. You know. Could be. College sports has to be consistent across the board. We should never see FanDuel or sports gambling branding on football jerseys, fields, or bowl games. No hypocrisy. Good luck with that. I don't see how you get there. You know, Monty is right. You can see videos all the time of someone getting beaten, shot, and all bad things. Instead of running to help, there's always someone videoing it. Always.
Yeah, this is different, though, dude. This is a different situation.
No.
This isn't on the street, man.
Actually, it's not different. No. You want it to be different.
No, you just don't want to buy into that there is stuff happening that we've never seen before in the government.
I totally buy into that.
Then if you buy into that, how is there any doubt that there's a high probability that the first time and now the second time these are both staged?
Oh, I don't have any question that.
Then how are you questioning what Buddy's doing?
Butler was staged. I just don't think a dude sitting on a dais picking up his iPhone and videotaping is an indication of anything. We're a bunch of scumbags in this life. Nobody's trying to help other people survive. We just want to get it on tape so we can go viral.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Listen, you're fighting the wrong fight here, kid. I absolutely think it was staged. I absolutely think it was staged. Do I think it was staged because Buddy was videotaping with his iPhone amazing device? No. I'd be doing the same thing. There were a bunch of other dudes in that crowd videotaping. You know. Did you see the video of the old dude continuing to casually eat? I did. He's a superstar now. Let me get this right. There's a bunch of fireworks going off, and you're just like, huh, you going to eat those fries? Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, dude's got to eat, man. How about the ladies taking the bottles of champagne? Amazing. Yeah, clearly you guys aren't going to drink this. Is that a bottle of champagne in your pants, or are you just happy to see me there? Right? You know, collective bargaining is a form of controlling for each side. Yeah, that's why it's collectively bargained. Totally agree with that. 47 straight. I'd imagine the Oklahoma versus the NCAA over broadcasting deal lawsuit has to be one of the points when college football became big business. I would agree. BYU just became the favorite in the Big 12. I think Utah's better. They're not. It was a joke. Relax. We all know Oak State's the best team in the conference. They're going to win a game this year. Huge step up. Oh, look. Sorsby should get a 4 to 6 game suspension. Where do you come up with just this arbitrary 4 to 6 games? Where does that come from? Is this Ollie Gordon running stairs? Just arbitrarily. No, he should lose his eligibility. His career's over. He broke the only rule that you cannot break. It's on every clubhouse wall in Major League Baseball. And I've been to just about every ballpark in the country in their clubhouses. There's a sign on the wall that says you cannot bet on baseball. What is confusing? 4 to 6 games. Seriously, where'd you come up with 4 to 6 games? Just straight out of the rectory or what? I'm curious where that came from.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my. Jay Chapman. Sorsby didn't know when to hold him and when to fold him.
Correct.
It's probably true. The rectory has a franchise in the Texas area. Okay.
Yeah, James, are you offering positions on activities that take place in the rectory? I mean, is that how you know it should be 4 to 6 games, or what are we looking at?
I'm curious where you came up with that number. We are entering the Kyrie Irving portion of the show. Oh, I have no doubt it was staged. No doubt. Wait, so let me get this right. Marines, law enforcement officials of all varieties, highly trained in the use of the pew, if you will. And they didn't hit him one time? Not once.
And then
not in the leg, not in the dick. Certainly not center mass. You didn't hit him one time? How does that work? Yeah, I don't know either.
When in the post-game presser, when Todd Blanche is asked about evidence collection, he casually just, off the cuff rolls out, oh man, when something happens inside, that metal object that comes out of certain devices to inflict certain outcomes. Yeah, it's hard to recover those sometimes. Sometimes you can, it's not an exact science, man. Sometimes you can pick them up and, sometimes they just grow legs and disappear.
Can't find them.
And it's gone. Like, come on, dude. It's so ridiculous.
Notre Dame James. I like the caller.
Dude,
in touch.
You might as well just change the name to Bavacqua James, dude. You might as well just go all in to the shtick.
Bavacqua. TCU is now the favorite in the Big 12. Go Frogs. Believe that's true. Sonny Dykes is just going to start winning games somehow.
The fact that he's in priest clothing still gets me, dude.
Yep. It's amazing. I mean, he's from Syracuse, New York.
Yeah, just north of Utica.
What does a uterus have to do with this? James, does Lubbock, Texas have good pizza? I guarantee you James has no idea. And now, TCU James, you have fallen so far that BDM is trolling you. And well. And well.
Hey, player.
What about, what is up with, have you already given up on the pizza reviews? Like,
Big Daddy Magic.
Jake, did you go watch the pizza review video?
I actually did not get a chance to watch it. I mean, I can, we can delve into that.
You were busy forearm strengthening.
Right. Yeah.
Is that why you couldn't watch it, or?
That's correct. Yeah.
You're getting trolled.
That's normally what I focus on, but I've been watching a lot of Dave Portnoy lately.
Stop right there, dude. Stop right there.
I've been watching a lot of Dave Portnoy videos lately. Now you're Provo James. I mean,
Provo Priest James. Let's go, dude.
Texas State James, 4 to 6 games because that's how long I need him in the rectory. Well, you do you, bud. You do you. BDM, the last time I was in Lubbock, I had tacos. Bucky's doesn't count, dude. Oh, I thought someone got on the outside of his ear.
Yeah, I mean, it turns out that, he's got magic powers to regrow things,
Yeah, James, no word timeouts can save you now. You got trolled by BDM. Texas Tech James, exactly right. Yes, I'm here for it. This is why I put you in word timeout, to protect you from you. That's right.
Who are you, Brendan Sorsby?
Jeremiah Champion tried to save you. And yet still, you watch a lot of Barstool. Just fast forward that video. Jake, just fast forward that video to the middle and just start playing it. Let's see.
Okay. All right. Here's video's 5:22 in duration. I'm going to just get to like 2:45 here. Let's just see what it says.
So, is this great? No.
Attacking it.
If I've had a long day at work and I need something to eat, yeah, this will do. So I'm gonna give it a 7. So that's the foundation. That right there. Obviously, some of the places I'm going to go to in the next couple days are going to be much better than this.
So wait.
And you know that because you've been to those places already, dude.
So wait, you gave it a 7 out of 10. And everybody else knows that this pizza sucks and everybody else's pizza is better, but I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
We keeping a buck right now, we ass.
Well, I mean, listen, if I'm starving, stuck on the, plains of America, sure. Would I eat this crap? Of course.
And I'll see you in Valhalla.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'm going to say you're going to have to, yeah, I didn't either. I was a little disappointed.
Okay, let me go back to the beginning. Maybe he blesses it in the beginning. Let me see here.
Did you say grace or a small prayer of thankfulness before you shove that pizza down your gully?
Okay, this is the beginning of the video, the first 10 seconds. Let's see what is said in the first 10 seconds of the video, bro.
Hi, it's James. I like to talk about stadiums on this channel, and that's normally what I focus on, but I've been watching a lot of Dave Portnoy lately. Pizza, and I grew up in upstate New York originally.
Liar.
And
I don't believe you.
When he did the video on Heisen's Nisa Pizza in Fort Worth, it kind of struck a nerve with me, I have to admit. But then I thought, it's like, I've had pizza all over the United States. I've had some of the best pizza I remember this one place in Manhattan, Kansas. AJ's Pizza was phenomenal. There's another place
Kansas.
that I looked up.
So the answer is no, he didn't bless the food. Just to clarify.
See, and
James,
I thought all men of God said grace before they ate a lot of cholesterol.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
The Frog Father, Sabaro James, exactly. Orange Man James, New York style pizza is the best. Frog Father James has a YouTube channel.
Yes. James, you really should roll in an intro that includes you blessing the pizza in a priest outfit. You should. That would be hilarious.
I'm James. I'm Pastor James White. My life's work is ridding the church of pedophilia and pedophile priests. Let's eat.
I've prayed for moments like that.
I don't think it's that difficult. Yeah. What's up? Good to see you, Randy.
What's up,
James,
buddy?
stick to charting. You're no videographer. Wow.
Brother.
Wow. James, was that at Mama's Pizza on Camp Bowie Boulevard? Good pizza. You know.
James, here'd be my recommendation to you. I would not be YouTubing if I were you. I'd probably be TikToking. Just some advice. I think
no, because then he's going to start tagging me on TikTok, dude. Yeah, I agree. You should probably be doing that. I would be using TikTok. Oh boy, a paid comment. My video of the place in Fort Worth is much better. I'm not going to look for it.
He left his vehicle in the next video, dude. The next video, he's no longer in his vehicle. He is standing in front of the establishment, Dave Portnoy style, bro. Let me see. I'm just gonna do the first. This one's only 1:52 minutes. We're just gonna do like the first 10-20 seconds to see.
All right. Hey, it's James. Welcome back. We are at Nisa Pizza here in Fort Worth, defending the honor of Texas pizza.
Which sucks.
The person tried to say that Texas can't do pizza or doesn't do pizza as well.
I agree.
When New Yorkers and other folks move to Texas, they bring pizza with them. And this is, smell.
James, quick recommendation, dude. DJI mic on Amazon, please.
Little
save
microphone.
us. Little microphone that you can plug into your phone. Okay, it'll make it way better for you. Trust me.
Yes. Frogfather says car podcasts are hilarious. Whoa. I do not watch TikTok. Most just copy them over to YouTube Shorts.
Which drives
you
me
should
nuts.
do. But you should do that.
Yeah.
That's how you make money. You're in Texas, do Tex-Mex reviews.
That
Or
would be too easy.
do a review of a chicken burrito because that's what Jake wants you to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say, is your video of the place in Fort Worth much better?
Much better is exaggerating, dude. I mean,
front to back, back to front, Oh, yeah. Aaron Wilson's a legend on this show.
oh yeah. Long times know Aaron Wilson for his back alley running video that won him. What did that win him? Did that win him
Not
a gift
enough.
card? I can't remember.
Not enough.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Not enough. That's what it won him. Not enough. He is
And
incredible.
the legend of it is that the competition was essentially over. Like, it was the end of the show. We were trying to figure out who was going to win. And then he just submits this video literally like 5 minutes before we were going to announce a winner and takes the cake. It was incredible.
Yeah. If you're going to do it, James, you need to take consideration quality of video and quality of sound. You sound like you're 1,000 miles away from the microphone.
One other question I had, just out of curiosity, not even hating. Did you bring your wife that you don't think is hot to be the cameraman in this video? That was my other question, because it's not a tripoded video. It's someone holding a phone.
Yeah.
So I was just curious on that portion.
If you're trying to get people to watch, then you need to make your video worth watching. Quality has a lot to do with it. I totally agree. Maybe you should save all that super chat money to upgrade your recording equipment.
Dude, bro.
Yeah. James, I like your videos, and you should do pizza reviews once a week on the show. If it's a way better than talking stupid baseball.
Dude, baseball is awesome to talk about, man.
You know, Aaron walking into Wally World, and the greeter is standing there. So as Aaron says, "Get out of the way, dude." Well,
yeah, bro, iconic, man.
Get out of my way, dude.
It's iconic.
Frogfather is correct. Let's rename it Fort is worth the pizza. I totally agree. See, we're all here to help you, James.
Yeah.
We're all here to help you, but it's got to start with blessing the food. And you're a man of God. Jesus would be disappointed.
You literally should name
Gotta
your
say
channel.
grace.
Dude, if you're gonna transition, because that's what this is. This is you getting in the transfer portal and getting away from facility videos because pizza videos are more attainable, which I don't even disagree with that strategy. I mean, food
Totally
is
agree.
food is a great segment to be in. No question
Yes.
about it. But pizza is one of those deals where you really got to have a structure of the video. Like you need to, like if I was doing a pizza video, you know, and I was really seriously YouTubing and I really wanted to make money, your video needs to be at least 8 minutes long to really seriously monetize it on YouTube. So with that in mind, you got to plan the video out a little bit longer. The other way to monetize is to get 10 to 20 million views over a 30-day period with YouTube Shorts. That's the YouTube recommended, you know, view quantity. So if you want to play the shorts game, do it. Just have the mic, but just make it a little more engaging, right? Like bless the food, be in the outfit, name your channel, you know, something like Jesus blesses pizza.
Yeah, put on your priest outfit.
Yeah, do it. Like lean full into the shtick, man. I'm telling you,
And then take the leftover pizza and feed it to homeless people as communion.
And say that you're blessing them.
And take the Modelo and pour it over their foreheads like it's
water,
wine,
and stuff.
The blood of Christ and stuff. Do people remember? I'm a bad person. I freely admit it. Do people remember when the U.S. started playing the original Japanese Iron Chef show? So crazy, but you had to sit and see how the episode ends. It was amazing. It was amazing. Now, it's not as amazing. Speaking of really bad videos, it's not as amazing.
Bro, dude.
Look, now that I currently, with my current wife, reside in the state of Washington currently,
mm-hmm.
The Cougs have a big following. Cougs. I'm not even going to say, I'm not going to introduce the video. I just want you to enjoy this greatness from the Pac-12.
Nation, it's a new era for the Pac-12. Are you ready?
And his name is John C.
That's what this is, dude. This is a wrestling promotion video, bro. Like the music, I'm going to come out of the smoke in my hooded hoodie. Like, and I'm going to hide my face. And are you ready? Like, bro, what is this, a wrestling promotion? Like, what? I just don't understand it.
That was terrible. That sucked. Like that was, and here's again, you had a bunch of people sitting around a table who are like, oh my God, this is a home run. Monty, this is going to go viral. They'll play it. Monty, you're going to play it on your show. It's going to go viral, Monty. Everybody wants to see it. It's our new logo that's just like our old logo. It's amazing. And we're going to have President Cantwell. Oh, my God. Have you seen her? You remember Jane Lynch? The TV star Jane Lynch? That's President Cantwell. She's going to break out our new logo that's pretty much the same fucking thing as our old logo. See, like there's still mountains and it still says pack and it's got that little 12 in there, even though we're like 4. You know, I mean, our new logo that's just like our old logo is pretty amazing. And Jane Lynch is going to introduce it for us.
Dude.
See, now that I said Jane Lynch's name, you can't unsee it. For the hard guitar riff, the rock music, and the alien noise in the background, boy, this is gravitational stuff.
Nation, it's a new era for the Pac-12. Are you ready?
I don't even know, dude. Okay, as someone who, yeah, okay. Bro,
what is she like the Sith?
Yeah.
Is that what this was?
As somebody who, you know, such as in like from time to time makes videos, this is not a hard one to make, but I have to say, dude, the emphasis on it being like this dark and mystical figure approaching from the smoke, only to have it be her and not like a former athlete or like what, you couldn't go and get like tried and true alumni of Washington State to do this? You needed
what Yogi Roth was busy that day?
Yeah. Like what?
Mike Yam was busy that day?
I just can't get over it. It reeks of middle-aged, out of touch Pac-12 person who just can't get with the time. It like the pointing and you know what the funny thing is, dude? This goes back to the whole idea of this powerhouse production studio and like Buddy the scriptwriter. Dude, Buddy the scriptwriter wrote this thing out and was like, you're going to point at the camera and you're going to ask them if they're ready.
Look, Jane Lynch canceled on us today. So it's you. It's go time. Okay. We were going to have Jane come out in this Sith outfit and she was going to look amazing. You're no Jane Lynch, but you'll do.
Scriptwriters did a great job with that one.
This was ass from the beginning. Just like your new logo that's pretty much identical to your old logo.
Keeping a buck right now, we ass.
This sucked. This video is so bad.
Am I the only one who feels like the old logo is better? Is that just me? Or no? Like, it's cleaner. It's got color to it.
It's the same thing.
I know, but look at the only thing that I would say is different is just the minimalistic. This is the Cracker Barrel thing. This is a minimalistic approach to your logo, which I just don't understand. But then on the other hand, I'm like, oh, well, you went minimalistic because you guys are going to be broke and you're going to be a minimalistic conference. So it plays right in to the financial strategy of the conference, dude. Like, I just, how do you mess up a hype video over a PNG graphic? How do you mess it up? Like, I just can't do it, man.
And it's just so 80s Whitesnake, Tawny Katane without Tawny Katane. It's got the fluorescent lights. It's got the rock and roll guitar riff. It's got the smoke machine. It's got, thankfully, she's fully clothed, but it's awful.
The other
this is it's awful.
Good Nation, it's a new era for the Pac-12. Are you ready?
And you wonder why I struggle to be positive about the outlook of this conference. I just want to point this out as well. It's been months since we heard anything out of this conference. In the last 2 times that we've heard from you now, it's been older person who is allegedly leading things at their school and in the conference, and it's flopped both times.
Right, because
Both
that's
times.
what college sports is. It's old people.
Like, my God.
I'm not even trying to be a jerk. It just comes naturally.
I just don't understand. Like, what, Cam Ward wasn't available? Like, you couldn't go and get actual gravitational talent that you used to have to do a basic video like this?
Nope.
Come on, man.
Nope. Sorry.
Like, where are all the drone shots flying over, your campus and like making it look good? And like, that was my other issue with this. And this is just me being a red ass as someone who's done videos before. Like, this is like a 20-second video or whatever it is. You did all of this in a room with some lights in a camera. You put no effort into displaying, like, you guys know the Big Ten video that they rolled out where like it kind of goes across the whole conference and they pay homage to each campus, and it's like a digital, like it's caricatures of the stadium and all that. I thought they did a really good job with that. I thought that did a good job of like displaying the fact they're nationwide, and it also does a good job of highlighting the individual universities. That's my other question with this video. Why Washington State? Like, what happened? Boise State wasn't available? Like, San Diego State wasn't available? Like, why did we go with Washington State? That's what I didn't understand either.
It's so strange.
It's weird.
It is just, it's so bizarre to me. James wants it known. He's on the record now here on YouTube. I had nothing to do with that awful video. Your videos are better.
Yeah,
I'll give you credit for that. Is she wearing Jordans? Must be date night.
But
that's a reference from the show yesterday.
Yeah, that's actually a really good reference. First of all, how are you not a member yet? First of all, I mean, we've only given out like 800 free memberships this week. So, I don't know how you're not a member, one. But two, did you guys notice the weird cut to her feet, like right as she's walking out? Did you see that? Like, it's quick enough to where it's her feet, but you can't tell what she's wearing.
It's a Rex Ryan special.
Yeah.
Coug Nation, it's a new era for the Pac-12. Are you ready?
I can't do the whole pointing thing.
It's so weird, bro. Like,
look, Grammy, I appreciate your participation in the video. And I don't even think they are Jordans. FTR.
Pac-10.
Nick D. Ho ho! Is the Pac-12 going to be considered a power conference again, or is it a G5? Well, now G6. What with that video?
Yeah, I mean, that was like a...
That's P4 content right there, right?
Yeah, that was like a D3 video, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come
on. To be fair, making the 12 smaller was brilliant. It represents how small and irrelevant the conference has become. Wow.
Wow. Not the first reaction. Is that not the first natural reaction when you see this video, dude? Oh,
Andy, I miss you.
Dude, small budget video where they clearly cheated the process just to try to put something out.
San Ramon.
I know.
Their own production facility.
Dude, anti-gravity production facility. I understand.
Yogi Roth and shit.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes, dude. Yes. I can't even. By the way, are you going to sell the Sith hoodie that she walked out in, branded as the Pac-12? Can I get my hands on that?
Musk is so strong on that hoodie.
Yeah. I mean, can I get my hands on that? Like, where's the website to buy the merch, dude? It's such a weird thing. It genuinely, ball busting aside, genuinely. Who thought that was a good idea, dude? Who's thought
ball
that
busting?
was?
I'm not ball busting. I'm being honest.
Who the hell thought that was a good idea, man?
What do we got, guys? What do we think of this video? What do you, Jimmy? Love it. Karen, love it. Steve, love it. Mike, love it. Yogi, love it. You like the video more or the logo more? Love it.
Hey, Radio Wizard of the Northwest, what are your thoughts? Oh,
Love
great
it.
video. Great
Oh,
video. Man, wow.
Earth-shattering. Holy cow, you guys. Let me get that envelope out. We can write on the back of it.
Here, let me roll it out. The Pac-12 is back. Okay, dude.
Who you, Texas under Tom Herman?
Come on,
like,
bro.
Are you kidding me right now?
I understand USC used to be in the conference, but you're not back, bro. Just stop.
That video is so bad. Baylor fan James. According to the Mountain West, the Pac-12 are full of the Sith. I don't get it. Wow, Tulane, Memphis, and USF really dodged a bullet not being associated with this dead conference. What a clown show.
That's my point, dude. Like, doesn't this video just exude like, hey, we don't know what we're doing. Like, we're just terrible. Like, we just have no idea what.
Guys, the drama club, they just put on a production of Grease, and we have this cool sound stage. It's got these flashing lights and stuff. You ought to try it. Get Jane Lynch in here. San Ramon and shit. We can do it.
Do you guys literally, does the Pac-12 group or the production studio or whatever, do you really think that anyone gives a damn about who she is?
Jake, they produce games on the CW. This is high level
man,
stuff.
I know, and Live Golf is just booming for the CW still. Hey, I know, man.
Did you guys hear they're going out of business? They canceled New Orleans. They're going to go almost 2 months without doing an event.
Go play intramurals, brother.
Hey, Romer, you want to head over to the DP World Tour, or what are we doing?
I got that DP for you.
Yeah, right? I mean, I know it was such a great decision to go to Live, but, you know.
Bryson, how's that wrist? A little discomfort in it. You know.
Pay that man his money.
Okay. Nick D, in a few years, it will be a defunct conference again once the Big 12 takes Boise State and others. Will the Big 12 be around? You know. Okay. Matt Muldoon, new logo was spit out of Claude. Do you guys think that's an AI logo? Jake, you use AI to create graphics all the time.
Daily.
I use ChatGPT every day, pretty much.
Let's see.
Are you guys in the comment section? Do you guys use ChatGPT or, Claude or whatever the hell they're called? Do you guys use it? I use ChatGPT multiple times every day.
It's hard to say if it's first of all, it's not an indictment on them if they used AI to update their logo. That's not. I'm actually fine with that. But my problem with the logo is it just went the wrong direction. Like it quite literally, it's a minimalistic lack of life logo. Meaning, there's no color behind it. There's nothing exciting. There's nothing exciting.
There's no life in it.
Yeah, like I just don't like the original logo's better. I'm sorry, it is.
And you know what? And the other thing is, put that logo back on the screen. Put that shitty logo back on the screen.
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be a mountain conference? Like, is that still mountains? Like, I don't understand. If you didn't know, what is this logo telling us? It tells us nothing about the conference. What is the identity of the Pac-12 based on this new logo? Because the logo is supposed to be a visual representation of your brand. What is this visually representing? Can anybody tell me? What is this visually representing?
I'm going to ask Gemini real quick.
I don't know. I truly do not know what this is supposedly representing. Not the slightest clue. And if anybody wants to tell me this is just bad stuff, that's what it is. And when I look at stuff like this and you ask me like, hey, what makes a good logo?
Okay.
I'm somebody who does marketing for a living, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
easy to recognize. I would think you need to look at it and you need to understand, hey, that's the Pac-12. Okay, that's a Pac-12 logo. But here's the question. Is this logo memorable? Is this logo something that you're like, okay, it's relevant to my brand? Like what does it represent? If you look at Nike, you know exactly what it is. If you look at Coca-Cola, what's another? IBM. FedEx. You know exactly what it is.
Okay, listen to some of this that that Gemini says about the aspects of the logo. This is just a basic. All I typed into Gemini is, what does the new Pac-12 logo represent? So first of all, it's important to understand that Gemini says that Lincoln Design Co. created this logo for the Pac-12. So they're saying that it's not AI that was created. They hired, according to Gemini, they hired Lincoln Design Company to represent and create this logo, number one. Number two, the first aspect of the logo that changed was the shield, aka no boundary around the logo, as you guys can see. That is supposed to mean, according to Gemini, this edgeless design is intended to represent a lack of boundaries and a willingness to expand beyond traditional geographic or structural constraints. So that's why they took the boundary away. One. Two, the upward A, the letter A in the pack, has been reimagined as an upward pointing arrow or vector. It represents direction chosen and commitment made, signaling a forward-looking trajectory for the conference after years of uncertainty. The design team refers to this as a superhero energy, suggesting that the conference's power is now generated from within its new membership rather than historical prestige. And then the bold strokes, the typography is significantly thicker and sharper than the 2011 version. The conference defines these as unapologetic and aggressive, reflecting a survivalist mindset.
You know what this is? You guys know what this is?
Yeah.
This is a new logo to say we have a new logo.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Right.
It doesn't... Is there anything about this logo that tells you what the conference is about? Is there anything about this logo that is anything other than, hey, look, we have a new logo?
And I think it's important to put the emphasis on, does the common person who's not in marketing or not like just your average everyday college football fan have any idea why no boundary, what that means or why that matters, or like the pointy A or any of that? Because I didn't until I looked it up.
It's not a new logo. The pointy A, I don't even know what the pointy A represents. What's that supposed to represent?
The pointy A is supposed to represent, it's referred to as the upward A. That's the official nomenclature. The symbolism upward. Is it represents, quote, direction chosen and commitment made, signaling a forward-looking trajectory for the conference after years of uncertainty.
Are you out of your gosh dang mind?
Yes.
I would have no idea. That's what I mean. This feels forced. That explanation, while looking at this new logo, makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. FedEx is a great example. I know what the forward arrow in the FedEx logo means. Why does Coca-Cola not change its logo very much? Now, somebody like Amazon, whose logo looks like a penis.
Come on, dude.
But is still iconic because Amazon's iconic. Right? And I just struggle with that. I struggle with, when I look at Amazon's a really good example. Right? It is, and I could be wrong about this, so please don't kick me in the balls if I am. It's that their logo represents A to Z, everything from A to Z. And it is A to Z, the arrow from A to Z is in the shape of a smile, because everything that you buy on Amazon makes you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get that. It's an e-commerce shopping site. I can get anything I need on Amazon. I have no idea what this represents. This is terrible branding. This is terrible, terrible branding. Awful.
And
to me, the A arrow shows we reached our peak and we are now headed down.
the other obvious question that has to be asked about this is why now? What, like, I understand that the new Pac-12 kicks off July 1st or whatever, but it's not July, dude. And it's not even late June. Like, what? That's what I mean about tactics here. What is the thought process that says, hey, it's April 27th yesterday. Today's the day we want to unveil a new logo that clearly, to the commenter's point and to Gemini's point, you paid a firm for, right? We're on the same page that you went out and hired a digital marketing firm. And what was it? I just want to make sure that I'm fully aware of what Lincoln Design Co. is and what I'm just going to do a quick search for these guys and just see. Lincoln Design Co. Let's see. But like you didn't use AI to create this. Like you didn't go budget by option.
I'm looking at their stuff and it's just not that impressive. I'm telling you now, man, it is like on Lincoln Design Co.'s website, they have a thing called our book, The Brand Design of a Brand Design. 288 pages of designs, illustrations, and stories. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, I would love to understand it, what it is you paid these people to do. And they supposedly work with Mattel and Nike and Hot Wheels and Google and Fortnite. And then how did you end up, did they have a bad day at Lincoln Design Co. when they spit out the new Pac-12 logo?
This is from the Pac-12's website. This is what they're saying this stuff represents. This is directly from the Pac-12. I just screenshotted this right now after looking at it. Look at, so edgeless, so the shield, no boundary. Edgeless by design. So no boundary here, meaning that they're saying, hey, we don't have any edges. We're bound.
We don't have any boundaries in this conference.
Right. Okay, cool. All right, kind of corny, but whatever. Upward A, the way. Direction chosen, commitment made. So this is clearly, all jokes aside, as much as I appreciate them, hey, pointy ass A saying we're headed upward, which I disagree with. Okay, number one. And then the icon, student athlete centered, a superhero's tool for those who define who we are, our student athletes.
What?
Like what? Like,
where is that in the logo?
What am I don't understand. So wait, let me read it again. Hold on. Let me read this again. The icon, student athlete centered, a superhero's tool for those who define who we are, our student athletes. I don't understand that. I don't see that. And maybe I'm just missing it, but I don't see that at all. At all. Even I don't see it. So okay. All right, you guys missed it on that one. The open delta / the vector transformation without boundary. Like, I don't. Here's my issue, dude. This logo
sucks.
One, it sucks. It's ass. I agree with that completely. But isn't it indicative of who this conference is? Meaning, you tried to do something. And mentally, you were like, oh my gosh, our students and our timeless energy and the upward A. And like, bro, you guys, quite literally, I'm in a place with the Pac-12 where I'm like, these people roll up to a meeting. They say, oh, I have this wonderful idea. Let's roll this out. Without thinking, well, how would that impact things? How would going from, respectfully, a beautiful logo, in my opinion. The Pac-12 logo with the blue background is gorgeous. There's different incarnations of it. There's a Washington color theme one that's a beautiful purple and gold, which I love. But you went from that to this. And I have to say, the first time I saw this, what did it remind me of? The Utah Jazz and their logo redesign that failed miserably. That's what it reminded me of, dude. The minimalistic, hey, our colors are purple and white, typically. And we went to black and yellow, and we went super minimalistic. I'm telling you, that's what this is, bro. It's the same philosophy, same thought process, the whole deal, bro.
It's the diamond around the 12. That's the shield they are talking about, with the white diamond around the 12 in the circle.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, dude, I'm not saying you're wrong, but it just doesn't translate to me. Like, okay, yeah, okay, I see what you mean. The shield. Okay, all right, I guess.
Isn't the whole thing the shield?
Well, if you, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's how I see it. Is like the if you look at these next side by side, obviously it's in the shape of a shield itself. So I didn't really identify that smaller shape. Like, it's just weird, dude. It's not a good logo. It's not clear what or why you rolled it out. Like it's just the same thing as James constantly agreeing with me on everything. You know, it's just not. Yeah, it's not great.
And then you tie it to the Pac-12 video or the video with the Washington. Come on, man.
Oh, and that was the other thing too. I think, let's see, was it on here? It's on their website, I think. Basically that the founding members of this new conference were Washington State and San Diego State. That they've gone out of their way to kind of say that. So that's why oh gosh, I didn't even see, dude, they put out a whole graphic piece on the individual parts. Oh, I didn't even see this. Bro, this is, so wait, you created a logo and then you had to create another graphic to describe the logo. Bro, is this real life right now with these guys? Just really quick before we leave this, not to dwell, but this is incredible. You rolled out a new logo and then you had to create this graphic right here, describing the individual pieces of the logo. That's incredible.
Okay, the icon student athlete centered. Where is 9?
9.
I don't know where 9 is.
Did I miss it? Like,
on the right side, 9, the icon student athlete centered, a superhero's tool. Do you see a 9 on their logo?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. No, I don't actually.
There's no 9. 8. 12 marks to denote our eras with room for more. 7, the topography. 6, the bold strokes. The bold strokes?
This, I have to say, this portion that we're looking at right now has AI written all over it. I have to say that.
I don't.
Yeah, you make a good point.
This.
I don't understand the 9 thing. That where 9 is not featured on this graphic. Like, I don't get that.
I'm guessing that the shape on the whole is what they're talking about. You can stick this where the sun don't shine, because I think this is a terrible logo.
That's wild that they created a graphic to have to explain the different parts of this logo, dude. Like, I don't know.
Where is 9? I'm obsessing over this now because I don't see the 9. I see the 1. I don't see the 9.
Yeah, well, I just don't. Yeah, I don't see what they're referencing with it. You know, like I guess I just don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand it. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm not even trying to be a red ass. I'm with you. I don't get it.
They spoke, we listening, giving them aggressive, decisive, and bold strength to wear and represent as they compete to realize their dreams and ours. This whole thing sucks. 110 years standing, we are the West, apostrophe S. Formed in pressure and collision, ancient, solid. Shut up. Shut up. Like, bro, you paid for this? You paid for this. Yeah, the Bold Strokes. That was my high school band name. I got Bold Strokes for you. Hey.
Length and girth.
This feels like a bunch of dudes who are like, wow, we're really smart. Oh, man, Monty, let me tell you something. Look how smart we are. The Bold Strokes. The athlete-centered shield so they can live their fucking dreams of smoking meth and playing Fortnite.
Yes.
And gambling at Cincinnati's ballpark without paying their buyout clauses. That's what this feels like to me. And by the way, I know you guys want to live your dreams, but we're not going to pay you a penny, boy. Your NIL belongs to me. Wear that shield.
Yeah. Like
this feels so bad.
I don't mean to obsess, but like, I work really hard when we talk about the Pac-12 not to go down the inevitable rabbit hole of how did you mess it up? How did you get to a place where you paid money to a design firm to come up? Do you realize that you are the same conference that built its whole foundation on Silicon Valley or whatever? And you can't use Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini to come up with a new. Do you understand that you can?
I'm going to ask ChatGPT right now. Make me a new logo for the pack.
And give it the old logo as a screenshot. Give it the old logo to work off of and see what it comes up with. Because
too late. It's creating the image already.
I cannot believe that this is what we get out of this conference right now. Like, you guys understand, like, maybe this is obvious, and maybe this is just, maybe I'm just romanticizing this, but the Pac-12 was a legendary conference, dude. Pac-12 After Dark, I specifically remember when you were at ESPN doing whatever the later night slot. Game night. Dude, when you were at ESPN doing game night, I specifically remember watching.
My God, it came up with a better logo.
You got to put it on the screen now. Let's see what it put out.
I way better.
Dude, I remember watching Pac-12 football and enjoying it. Cam Ward at Washington State was legitimately one of the most enjoyable ways to end your Saturday of football, dude. So enjoyable. But it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay, you guys, here it is.
All right, so here's the one they put out. Let's see what Gemini created.
No, this is what ChatGPT generated.
No.
It's way better.
No.
It's way better.
No way.
It is way better.
Dude.
It is way better. Champions for life. It is way better. Save the money. Pay it to me. It's way better.
Save the Bulls.
Yeah. I'll sacrifice 100 Bulls. Save the Bulls.
Dude. Bro. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Professional marketing firm. Gemini from Google.
Money on ChatGPT.
Oh my God, dude.
Stop saying Gemini. It was ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. My
OpenAI.
fault. Dude, OpenAI. Bro. Oh my God, dude.
Dude, it's not
go
close.
back. Okay, real quick. Just humor me. Go back into ChatGPT and tell it to like modernize it or like ask ChatGPT to put some style on this thing. Like either modernize it or just ask it to modify it a little bit just to see what the creative of OpenAI can do. Because this is fascinating now. We didn't even plan to do this for all the people watching. We didn't even plan to take it this far. But now that we've discovered that OpenAI can create a better logo than the Pac-12's marketing firm, I legitimately am I. Let me read while Monty's doing this. Let me see. What do you guys think of this? So let's see. Okay, Nick D thinks it's a sick logo. What do you guys think of this logo, bro? Is this better? Is this better than what they came up with?
Yes.
See. Mike
it's
Smith.
Significantly better.
That one on the bottom right with the logo in white with the blue background is nice. Yeah, dude. Agree. Alex, that's 100% better. Michael, never heard of you before, Baylor fan. Yes, the entire logo is 9. But here's the deal, dude. I don't like it. I don't know. I just if you have to, maybe I'm wrong, but if you have to explain the logo, it's a problem, dude. Kenneth Maynard, 1,000% better. Okay. Did ChatGPT give you an updated one at all?
Yes, and it's not better.
It's not better. Okay. So it's more.
Let me show. Well, I don't like what it did with the 12.
Okay.
But you guys, it's got like a fully scripted concept. I'm telling you, if you're not using AI, you're doing life wrong.
It's a wonderful tool, dude. Wonderful tool.
This is my favorite logo right here.
Yeah, that's clean, bro. That is really nice.
This is what it did when I asked it to get much. I said, get aggressively creative.
Okay.
This is what it did. But
look at the bottom.
You guys, look at the
bottom. Yeah.
Look at how it's got all the where mountains rise and the oceans meet the future 12 teams, one unstoppable conference.
Bro, I don't
mountains,
hate this.
Strength and tradition, oceans, innovation and growth. 12 teams unified as one.
Dude, I'm sorry. I actually don't mind this at all. It's not as good as the first one, just by modern marketing. But this would be better right here than what they put out, because I look at this and I'm like, oh yeah, it's the ocean. That's what I thought of. It's curvy like that because you're a West Coast conference. That's a reference
between
to the Pacific
mountains,
Ocean.
Between the mountains, and the ocean.
Yes.
Now the concept makes it better.
Yes, dude. That makes sense.
This is incredible. How this is incredible. Now that I know the concept, the second one might be better.
I kind of like the second one a little more. I don't mind the first one, but this is gorgeous, dude. Like, it almost, like, if you put the one they created back on the screen, notice how this one that AI made doesn't really have a huge background on the whole thing. Like, theirs doesn't have a background either. But notice how, like, halfway down, it incorporates that nice little blue on the other one with the ocean to emphasize the ocean vibe. You see that little blue it's got, the little haze? That's gorgeous, bro.
Like it's sunlight.
Yes.
It's the ocean. You're underwater and the sunlight is coming in from above.
Yes, dude.
I think this is incredible.
Bro, do you have any contacts in the marketing office at the Pac-12? Should we send this to them? Like, come on, dude. Like, it's unbelievable.
We just did on ChatGPT what they could not do, paying millions of dollars to a design firm. It's wild to me. This is ass. This is brilliance. This is ass. This is brilliance.
We keeping a book right now. We ass.
Dude, this is a new day on the program, bro. Maybe we need to roll out some type of segment each day where we use ChatGPT to do certain tasks, like recreating logos. Maybe we should take. You know what we should do one day? We should take a link from James's YouTube video, put it into ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT to rate the video. We should do that one day. It's incredible what OpenAI does, bro. I can't get over it. Like,
I can't get over how incompetent they are.
5 minutes.
Less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. And they're both better. Way better. I take back my Claude comment from earlier. Sorry, Claude.
Yeah,
exactly.
And Claude's amazing. But so is ChatGPT, dude. They're both really, really powerful.
Yeah. Even that is better than their professional design firm logo.
Right?
Yeah. You should send that first one to Gould and say, see, this is what you could have had.
Here's the pro rata version that you don't deserve, dude.
I don't like the logo they designed, but to be fair, it's standard when you outsource that to design firms that they will come back with an explanation of all the elements like they gave you. Right. But it sucks. You can't this logo is ass, bro.
Okay, here's my point with the
this
explanation.
Is so
portion.
bad.
Pull up the explanation graphic right there, the one that I screenshotted. If you have to have a graphic this robust to explain your logo, pull up the ChatGPT Ocean one again. Notice how simple the explanation is on. Look at this. So look at this. One graphic, logo is center, beyond tradition, built for tomorrow. And all you got to do is 3 elements right below it. Mountains, ocean, 12 members, Pac-12. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's not, the embodiment of our student. Like, no, dude, it doesn't need to be any of that. Like, put the graphic is just the overreaching representation of the conference. You want to do a whole thing for your students. I can appreciate that. No problem with that. But it doesn't have to be built into the logo, dude. I'm telling you, these guys are nerds and classroom folk trying to run athletics, and it's an awful formula. It is what killed this conference, and it's such a travesty, honestly.
Yeah. We did it. We did it, Mom. I bet they type this into ChatGPT's. Guy. Make the Pac-12 logo. That is weird. Yeah, Shoulda, coulda. Joey Bingco, San Marcos, Texas, the epicenter of mid-tier college football. Exactly right. Texas State, the favorites to win Pac-12 football conference. Stadium guy James starts stocking up on Bobcat stuff. That's right. Yeah, it really is sad. OpenAI is better than a professional firm. I'm telling you guys, if you're not using ChatGPT, you are not properly cheating on your spouse. I'm going to step out because this is Jake's obsession. I know nothing. I cannot live up to Jake's level of enthusiasms when it comes to infidelity.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yeah, while we're pointing at the screen. Yeah, thanks, Bill. Dude, you asked the question yesterday, and what did I tell you? Hey, why won't this story die? Well, it won't die because people discovered, I don't know how they did it. These people out here discovered on Spotify that I think it was 4 years ago when Mike was with the Titans. Because you can see the date with which a Spotify playlist is created or whatever, right? So people were able to go into this playlist on Spotify that Diana Rossini created, and they noticed that Mike was a collaborator on the playlist. And the funny thing is, look at what it's titled, right? Turning the Page. She created this playlist for Buddy, it would appear, to listen to this music after they had lost 4 games in a row. Allegedly. That's the angle based on when this was created. And it's just this thing where I feel like we're entering a weird time and space with this story now. Because the Vrabinator went to Salt Lake and did his counseling for his wife, aka.
Can I just say that when Mike Vrabel comes to Salt Lake City for marriage and sex counseling, and the best you can do is go to the airport gift shop? He owns and I want to make this clear, Mike Vrabel owns a home in Park City. And there's not a boutique on Main Street in Park City where you could have gone. So you went to the duty free at the airport? Come on, man. Like, this is wild to me. Mike Vrabel is messing this up 100 ways to Sunday. And I still maintain this is an obsession. This is an American obsession. Because now conspiracy theorists have also gone back and done a timeline on Diana Rossini's womb and figured out that Mike Vrabel was probably in position to shoot his shot both times that she added to the population of the earth.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
My question is, if you're her kids, are you like, Dad, do I at least get free tickets?
The dynasty is not over.
Dude, she has young kids, and we're now all out here, philosophically speaking, trying to figure out if we're Maury Povich and who the father is.
Dude, you want to talk about AI? We played it yesterday, but the AI Maury video went viral like the entire weekend, dude.
It's a 4-year-old Mike Vrabel. You are the father.
I told you, Mike.
First of all, her AI has some struggles. Her nose is not nearly big enough in that video. We know Big Nose Kate has a big nose. But that's the level with which we have sunk. That we are in a place where this video or this picture has turned into Diana Rossini lost his career and Mike Vrabel is buying his wife gifts at airport gift shops to try and make it right.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's what happens. And that's why I'm saying, man, I don't think that celebrities or folks of affluence really consider the fallout of their behavior. They think that that's still the biggest thing with this story for me, man. All the jokes aside,
what is the biggest thing?
What is the biggest thing for me is that I just don't think that they ever thought that they'd be caught. I legitimately think that they had been doing this so long that they were comfortable. My opinion is, not factually speaking, but my opinion is based on what we've seen in the story, that this was kind of an open secret of sorts. Like people kind of in the league and sort of in the industry kind of knew about this a little bit. Like it wasn't obviously talked about constantly, but it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, we're kind of aware they're involved. We don't know quite how long it's been, but we're kind of aware they're involved. So I think that my opinion is that people knew about this a little bit and were aware of it. And you're telling me that the best explanation we're going to get for how they got found was that a Patriot fan who was in Sabona to shoot mountains or whatever with a camera was just happened to run into them at that hotel. If that is indeed true, and I'm not saying I buy it, but that's the story we're being told. If that's true, that would be the ultimate irony to uncover your infidelity. A random being running into you at a couples only retreat resort kind of place. And that's how this, that is karma at its finest.
But wait. How did you think you were going to get away with this? How did you think you're the head coach of the New England Patriots? How did you think you were going to get away with an open affair in public? At a bar?
Good question. Yeah, it's a good question.
At a bar, at a pool.
Do you think
Jay Glazer's Super Bowl or coach's party or whatever? How did you think you were going to be fertilizing gardens across the country and nobody was going to catch on?
Do you think that their spouses, Jen Vrabel and Rossini's husband, do you think they both knew about this?
Yes.
And do you think that this is more of a problem just in the sense that they got caught and now it's public knowledge versus the infidelity portion of it? Because that's what a lot of people think, that their spouses were generally speaking good with this and that the only issue is that they got caught publicly.
I think the issue is they both have young kids.
Yeah.
It's never, when you're in call it what you want. It would appear to me on the outside looking in my opinion, Diana Rossini probably is in a casual marriage.
Right. An open
I have no idea about Vrabel.
Yeah.
I think Vrabel talking about going to therapy is strictly for public image.
Mm-hmm.
You took a weekend in Salt Lake City and called that therapy? What is the conversation? What is the conversation like at Vrabel's house? What do you say to your kids? I don't know. But something tells me Mike Vrabel is probably not as worried about his wife as he is his kids, as he should be. But the crazy thing is, like, does this impact his ability to coach that football team?
No.
I don't know about that. On some level, I think it must.
Well, I mean, I don't think it impacts his ability to coach the team if it goes away. And that's why I think you're seeing him work so hard to make the the accountability statement thing the other day and dealing with the reporters and doing that portion of it. That's why I think he did it when he did. Because let's go back to, and let me use the old Joker line here. Let's wind the clocks back, right?
Let's wind the clocks back a year.
Go back to when the story initially came out. What was one of the first major questions? When are we going to hear from Mike? When is Mike going to speak on this? He comes out and initially defends himself in a certain way, right? Basically says that any insinuation that they're more than friends is laughable and it's a joke and he would never do that. Story graduates, story builds. We don't hear from him for a minute. People start to wonder when he's actually going to address it. 2 days before the draft, he acknowledges this, takes accountability, does that whole thing. Coach speaks the hell out of it. Then he addresses it again after more evidence comes out and takes full accountability. Then we get the counseling thing. Now we're here. So Mike, I think, shifted strategically. Mike initially was with Diana in the sense that, hey, we're going to deny it. We're not going to publicly acknowledge this. We're going to say it's laughable. We're going to run from this thing. And we're going to hope that time passes. More photos come out, page 6, TMZ, yada, yada. Okay, great. Then there was a parting of the seas in the sense that Diana has gone 0 dark 30, deleted Twitter. We haven't heard from her. She's basically just disappeared. Mike went, hey, I'm going to take full accountability, run head on at this thing, and coach speak it. That way I can coach the team this year and put it behind us. So I think that if the story stays right here and we're just talking about Spotify.
Right here.
Yeah. If little Gamble continues to not have a nickel to cheat on his wife, if it doesn't develop any further, Mike's going to be fine. He won't be fired. He'll coach the team.
You think so?
And they'll just move on. But if more photos come out, if we get updates, if this story continues to get life breathed into it by new evidence or new photos, new material coming out, he's going to have a problem. He just is. I'm telling you. And there's a lot of, and again, this is tinfoil land. I'm not saying this is factual at all, not even a little bit. But I saw a couple people on Twitter yesterday speculating that the Patriots allegedly have a contingency plan inside of the organization, and that Mike Tomlin is allegedly their backup plan if they have to fire Mike, that they would go to him, which I have a real hard time believing. I don't think there's any legs to that. I think that's just a convenient story that someone needed to write. But I'm just telling you, if the story stays here, he's fine. If it develops, there's a chance he loses his job before the season's over. But it will only develop when we hear from Diana, which I don't know when that will be.
I don't buy it. Mike Tomlin, shut up. Like,
Agreed. I think it's a ridiculous take, but that's what people are speculating about.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The idea of open marriages is so wild to me. Why get married then? That's exactly my point.
Because, okay, that's a great question. I like this question a lot. Why? The irony, is it lost on anyone that Buddy said, hey, I'm going to Salt Lake to get counseling when Salt Lake is dominated by a community that has a lot of this go on?
No.
Like, there's a ton of irony in that. And why do people do this? Because people some people, U.S. Americans,
These people
don't want to just be physical with one person. But at the same time, they'd like to begin and end their day with that one person, in my opinion. That, to me, is why you would have that arrangement with your spouse. That said, I agree completely with Jeremy, the mayor of Montytown, that open marriages go against the entire premise of marriage itself, which is why this type of thing happens. So I just think it's just such a lethal story, man. You just can't do this and expect nothing to happen. It's just the one thing, dude. It's what you've always said on the show: sex and money and affluence mixed together creates one hell of a story, and that's why this story won't go away.
I think the Clinton thing was an open relationship, and Hillary did not care until Bill got caught.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Until he unloaded the sauce on her dress. Yeah.
I'm going to say this again.
Hillary probably didn't mind much.
I want you to listen to me.
How else was poor Mike going to continue practicing his 2-minute drill once he got let go by the Titans?
Well, look, again, part of the strategy here was indeed the Spotify playlist, right? Look at what she titled this thing, dude. Turning the page, right? Turning the page. So that's how, bro. That's how he was able to turn the page both on Spotify.
But doesn't that ensue that she was trying to dump him or they were trying to get over each other?
No, because it was created based on when the playlist was created. It was created 4 years ago. And there was it's not in the video, but there's a timestamp on the playlist somewhere that people found that had it basically dated to when he had lost 4 games in a row with the Titans as their head coach. That's why it's not them getting over it. It's her helping him get over a losing streak. That's why people are making a to-do about it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. I think my opinion is, and this is just my opinion, I think they tried to quit each other many times.
What makes you say?
Because that's what it would appear. It appears. See, I read too much into this photo.
Okay, what do you see in this photo?
Mike wants to smash, and Diana's like, damn, I just can't say no.
Right.
That's what it feels like to me. Yeah. And it feels like there's hesitation from her. And I feel like and I don't even know how you would describe it. I just feel like there is, like secret lovers.
Yeah, like your hand is in the cookie jar, and you're probably going to get caught, but you still do it, type deal.
Yes, because I'm sure they have passion for each other. Clearly. I'm sure they have passion for each other.
Yeah.
And I think that it must be difficult to be having babies with your husband. And let's give her the benefit of the doubt. And I don't know who germinated in that garden.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
But if you're Mike Vrabel and your side piece, right, your Gumar, is having babies with her husband, is that easy for you? Is it just like, okay, well, I got in an accident, got to get the body work done on the car, and then I can start driving again. So she shows up and you can just start driving again. I have no idea. Are you emotional about Diana Rossini? Are you in love with Diana Rossini?
Maybe it's De Niro from Heat, right? The speech about that's the discipline. Hey, you got to be willing. You got to be willing.
Just walk away.
Just walk away. You see the Heat coming around the corner. Within 30 seconds, you got to be able to walk away from her and never go back. That's the discipline. Again,
is it over?
Phenomenal
Is it
question.
over?
Phenomenal question.
I have wondered this. I think Mrs. Monty and I talked about this the other night. Is it over now?
You are not the father.
Is it over now?
Does her not being in the media at this time, and maybe never being in the media again, who the hell knows, right? But, maybe she does a book deal, writes about this, and rides off into the sunset. But does her not being in the media make it easier for Mike to see her? It must.
Yeah, I don't know. When does she come out of hiding? When does she start doing a podcast? Because she will start doing a podcast.
I mean, at this point, I think you have one of two paths. You either wait till after the season's over, you give it that much time, you just disappear for a long ass time, or my advice to her would be to lean into it, profit off of it. Hey, dude, this is one of the most iconic stories in the NFL we've had in how long? How long has it been since we haven't been talking about, Taylor Swift and Travis, or the Chiefs, or the Ravens, or like the Bills, the usual suspects? Like, we actually have a legitimate story with legs. I would tell her, lean into it, right? Like, start a podcast.
No, she did lean into it, and that's what got her in trouble.
Lean back into it, Diana. Lean into it. Launch a whole marketing campaign using ChatGPT, not Lincoln Law Firm or whatever the hell they're called.
Put your back into it.
Yeah, put your back into it or your nose into it, whichever you prefer. Start the podcast and do it weekly, and have someone handle all the socials and do all that.
She's already doing that.
Yeah, well,
she had that podcast.
Yeah, she had it going. Yeah.
So my question is, how will people? Has she lost credibility?
Well, as a reporter, she's lost credibility, but not as a human being. Right? I mean, certainly.
Would you listen to her? Would you listen to Diana Rossini talk NFL football?
No question about it. I would be more willing and ready to listen to Diana than I would be Pat McAfee. Mainly because I think that she has more intimate knowledge of the NFL than Pat does.
Such a sick. What is wrong with you?
You're filling in for somebody.
We all know Diana can be intimate. Are we kidding?
Boom. Out of here.
I mean, the best predictor of future behavior is past action, and we all know her past action.
Sourcing, dude, her sourcing is A1, dude. I mean, come on.
Put a microphone in front of that girl, and all of a sudden, my God, she's got 2 kids.
When we inevitably
You're such a jerk. Oh my God.
When we inevitably get the Diana Rossini return tour, I will be here for that 100%. I will look forward to listening to her talk about this. I hope she writes a book. I would love to listen to the audio book. Like, let's do it, dude. Write the book. Do the podcast, the whole thing.
I would love to listen to her talk about the microphone.
Yeah, right? Like, come on.
Lean back into it. I think that's what Mike told her.
Yeah, right? Like, come on.
Big Daddy Magic, I think she does a podcast in August.
Well, so that's the question. I mean, when like, she's got to, this is a big decision, legitimately. All jokes aside, this is a big decision for her in her life. Like, when do you reemerge? Because if you reemerge too soon, people are going to be very harsh with you, right? It's going to be a very negative conversation. But too long, and now you've lost the relevance of the story. So
I think Rock is exactly right. She's going to give herself the exclusive, because her going on Good Morning America or CNN with Anderson Cooper talks about the pain.
She didn't need to do that, dude. She didn't need to do mainstream media.
She needs to just sit in front of a camera and talk.
Yep.
And talk about his goalpost.
Netflix
and talk about the inflation or deflation of his balls and how much that helped her win in that game. That's a Tom Brady deflate gate. Anyway, the point is, she's going to sit in front of a camera and talk. And she needs to do it on her own channel. So she gets 1 million, 5 million, 10 million views.
Gotta profit off of it.
That's the world we live in. And then cut that thing up and put it on TikTok.
Yeah.
And put it on the old tweet machine. right? Put on some lip gloss. Do whatever you can do to fix whatever that is on your face. You know. But you got to do something. Oh, God. And now here's the priest saying she needs to go to counseling.
What do you
lay
mean
low?
she needs
I
to
love
lay
it.
low for
Hey,
6
she
months,
needs to
dude?
lay low for 6 months.
Like, what?
It's infidelity. 6 months.
What's
Where do you
Vrabel's
come up
punishment
with
then,
this
dude?
stuff?
I'm sorry. Vrabel just laid low for 48 hours in Park City at the airport or whatever. She doesn't need to lay low for 6 months, dude. What she needs, my opinion is on what she should do. It's already been, I'd have to go look at the timeline of this story, but it's already been like a month. Like it's already been like 3 weeks or whatever it's been. So she's already been out the game for a minute. Like I'm telling you, July is probably when it happens. Like, and that would be pushing it in my opinion. Like ideally it's probably June. Like take May off, put the plan together in May, launch the damn thing in June, get it going before the league starts cooking up again and dominate the summer and then move on with your life. Dude, do you understand if she does this correctly, she will have one of the most successful post-professional reporter careers we've ever seen.
Where do you come up with 6 months?
I just don't think 6 months makes sense. I don't think it's
No,
just.
but where did you just pull that out of your rectory? Like, where did you cut? Like 6 months? Then what about Vrabel? What about Vrabel? How many months does Vrabel get? Well, Monty, he's just got to run some stairs.
Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this.
Why does she have to lay low for 6 months? Mike Vrabel took 3 days off and she's got to lay low for 6 months. Like, get the.
Yeah, I agree. That's ridiculous. That's completely ridiculous.
Being like it. I love that people you're holding, and this is what I've said from the beginning, by the way, you're holding her to a different standard. Do you think she can legitimately show up in the pickup line at school today and nobody's going to be like, whore? Yeah, they will. You think they're going to say that to Mike Vrabel? Mike Vrabel has a barbecue with all his boys at his house. Are they fist bumping him? Yes. Are they like, hey, can we talk about that? Can we talk about Diana? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Oh, Mike. Whew, man, I'm so jealous. Wow. Oh. Hey, can I get some tickets for the opening weekend? That's what it is for Vrabel.
Now,
for Diana, it's like, oh, hey, there's Diana Rossini.
It's like a back alley thing. We got to hide from it.
What
yeah, we got to run from it.
That's. Look at you guys. Oh, look at Diana Rossini. Oh, what a whore. Oh, my God. But you know what? Mike Vrabel got her. I'm going to shoot my shot. All right.
No,
that's what it is.
With your wife.
Yeah, dude in the pickup line is going to be like, oh, no more butter for that bread, huh, Diana? Let me help you out.
This is the only thing.
How many dudes are shooting their shots at Diana Rossini? How many head coaches DM'd her? How many linebackers are like, yeah, I'll take you off the edge?
Yeah, I'm sure Todd Monken's all over that, dude. You know,
come on. The double standard with this Rossini Vrabel thing is ridiculous. We're going to name call her, insult her. She lost her career. Mike Vrabel, when minicamp and training camp starts and they're winning games, nobody's going to say 2 words.
Yeah, the story's dead for him now. It's over. Unless more evidence comes out and continues to make it look worse, it's over for him at this point. He's already
But what
passed.
Could be worse? A paternity test? I guess that's
what would
worse.
what would be worse? Yes, that would be worse. If there was actual evidence that her kids are his kids, that would be worse. 100%.
If her kids are their kids.
Yeah, if those people have kids together,
if his swimmers won the race.
But here's the deal, dude. Here's the thing. The double standard thing culturally is alive and well. I agree with that. There's clearly a double standard. However, the difference in standard based on their professions, I don't have a problem with. We can't escape that. You're a reporter and there's a professional standard. He's a head coach and that's a different standard. And
he can cheat on his wife, but you can't.
Correct.
It's a notch on his belt, but you are now super easy and your morals are completely bankrupt, Diana. Go away.
And why is that?
You go get in the ayahuasca hole with Aaron for 6 months and then come on back and maybe we'll talk. That seems fair. Totally legit. Go home. Why don't you go home and raise the kids? And while you're at it, make me a sandwich. I'm hungry. The Oaks v. James message.
What do you want people to say about Diana then?
The same thing you say about Mike Vrabel. Should she have been fired? As an insider and a reporter, sure. You can't speak into his mic, so he'll give you inside information or have the appearance that he did that. She did that. She should be able to do a podcast today. But the avalanche of negativity, can you imagine her comment section?
That's why she deleted her Twitter account.
It's not a euphemism.
That's why she deleted her Twitter account.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's, and listen, I'm not the guy that's going to sit here and tell you I think they're scumbags. I know this is unpopular. They're two consenting adults who were physically attracted to each other. They had sex. One's paying a price, the other is not. It's as simple as that. They're two grown-ass adults, and you think she should have to go away for 6 months.
Yeah, like I said, the 6 months thing is ridiculous. But I think that if we're going to sit here and talk about double standards and stuff, I also think we have to talk about, the things she has said have not helped her reputation, right? I think the reaction to, think about if who's another big time female reporter, like Erin Andrews. Dude, if Erin Andrews had done this, it would be far more shocking than Diana, because Diana has said things over the years that make people believe that she was somebody of that personality, somebody willing to step out. And that's the problem. Now, again, it was just a running joke that she would step out until the pictures came out. That's the difference. That is why the negativity and the harshness is there.
Yes.
Because she has built that reputation for herself. But I couldn't agree with you more that, again, James, just because you said it, but the mass humanity of people saying that she should just be, ostracized and, just that,
it's
the
Neanderthal.
It's
Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Thinking. It's Neanderthal thinking.
Yeah, it is.
And it's why we all believe the incident over the weekend in Washington was staged. Because here's another one. As much as Jake loves Vrabel smashing Rossini,
unfortunately, that's not a conspiracy the way this one is.
You are convinced it was staged.
Yeah. I have no doubt about it, dude. No question about it, bro. I think that sure, is it true that, because everyone trying to defend, what people are doing at this event as if it's not all linked, that's my problem with this conversation. So it's not just, we'll play the video in a minute, but there's a guy, and I don't know who he is. Nobody seems to know who he is. There's a guy at the correspondence dinner sitting up at the table where all the important people are sitting.
Mm-hmm.
As you put it, fireworks are going off in the hall outside. You clearly hear it on the audio. People's heads go up and they're like, whoa, what was that? Once they realize what's happening, they're all running for their lives. They're all terrified.
No, they're not. They're not.
Okay, well, I
they're
disagree.
Not.
They
are.
Not.
Okay.
Look at all the people at the table, leave the table and run away.
Okay. Look at the people in this room. Look at the people in this room. How many are actually running for their lives versus look at all the people who are not. Don't look at the people running. Look at all the people who are not.
So let me get this right, dude. Let me get this right. There is a life and unalive event happening outside, and your first reaction is to not run? your first reaction is to just film everything and like you're just like, oh, yep, better go and film this, better go and do that. I don't know, dude. I think it's weird, man. I think that when you look at the event in totality, the relaxed nature of everybody, the idea that you have Buddy and his whole cabinet in the post-game presser, as I refer to it as, up there smiling and just chill as can be, talking about some guy who came into the facility and was just looking to do damage. It just smacks of it's not real. It smacks of, dude, it's not, it smacks of, hey, dude, everyone knew what was going to go down. Look at the Caroline Leavitt, interview before where she literally says, hey, such and such is going to happen. Better watch out. Like, I don't know, man. I guess I just don't believe that it's real. I look at it and I say, man, like, this has everything you need to be. It's a controlled environment. It's inside. There are just so many factors that say, yeah, we needed a distraction, so let's cause one. That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not convinced either way. I'm truly not convinced either way. To me, I feel like it is one of those things where you have all kinds of UFO conspiracy theorist type stuff, and I don't know. I don't believe, and again, this is just my opinion, I don't believe that and everything is a conspiracy theory. I don't believe that everything is staged. And I think a lot of people want it to be, and I understand that. I don't need it to be staged to understand what happened. And I feel like we have so many people.
So then,
and I'm not even saying this is you. I think there's a chance. I don't necessarily believe that it's 100% that it's staged.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. So you're all in on it being staged.
Yeah, I just think that it has there's too many factors to ignore it, right? I mean, if it was just one guy or like a small grouping of people acting oddly, I would say, yeah, it's just, that's just Buddy, pulling out his phone because he saw an opportunity. But what I think is weird is that it's who and where he's sitting. He has the angle behind. There's the angle of the most important person in the country standing behind the curtain. He has the angle to that, which was then posted. You then look at what Todd Blanche said about evidence recovery, and I also think the hard part is that when you look at other events that have taken place that I won't name by name for so we don't get in trouble, but you look at some of the people who have been unalived recently, the scientist, the younger individual who spoke out a lot. There hasn't really been real answers on what happened to those people. Like, we don't even know. Like, it was like, oh, we got the guy, now we don't have the guy, and that's just disappeared now. So, and then you look at what's going on overseas. Like, I just think that there's too much, in my opinion, connection between the official behavior and what's happening around the world that we're inducing, and also at the same time needing a distraction. And that's what I look at. I'm not sitting here saying that, our government is coming to get us. I'm not that guy. But I just think when you look at what they've done and what they're running from, it makes a lot of sense to use, because again, this wasn't just him addressing the media, right? It's not like this was just like, this was a correspondence dinner. This is a big deal. This is something that's on the calendar every year. This is something that we look forward to every year. You always rib the president. It's always been a thing. And so it's a controlled environment inside where they can manufacture something. That for me is the main reason why this has a high likelihood of them, And to your point, you've said it a couple of times. You had all these trained individuals, and this guy wasn't hit even one time, which I just think is really weird.
But at what point do we stop with everything being a conspiracy theory? At what point do we stop with everything being not what it appears to be? And I agree
when they allow us to when they do a better job of explaining things and stuff lining out better. That's when it stops. That is because honestly, like that's the essence of our country as people, right? I mean, is that not what is that not what the whole idea of freedom is, right? Hey, like something happened, government or otherwise, whatever it is. This is the whole thing during that certain time 5 years ago where everything was shut down. This is what people did. Yep. Hey, like, dude, this just came out of nowhere and really hurt most people in our country financially. And now we're in this spot. And now, why people right now are so mistrusting is because from the day that thing got announced and everyone went home to now, there is a laundry list of events that all add up. And that's why I think it's so, to your point, it's just so in our face right now because it just there's a lot of stuff that adds up. That's the problem. And that's why I think it's so aggressive right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
obviously social media doesn't help.
Yeah. And I just think nothing's ever the truth anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's ever forthright. Nothing. And it's stuff like this that, has likely happened through the history of time. Like, I don't know that any leadership of this country has ever been completely forthright. I don't believe that exists. But I don't think we've ever seen it to this level where nothing is ever the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's this made up version of reality. And so it makes people question everything. It makes people question everything. And I think it's incredibly dangerous.
Yes.
I think it's incredibly dangerous. So I just don't know.
And
I don't know where any of that stops.
Struggle. That combined with financial struggle puts people in a certain spot mentally, which, I think is. Yeah. And then there's the advent of ChatGPT. So, the AI portion of the conversation is really tough. And that's why I say, like, the wasteland known as X is just that. I think that it's in the fabric of society in our country to wonder about certain events, man. Like you have, it goes all, it's what you were referencing earlier with the building situation and people taking videos, right? It's the JFK thing. There's so many things that you can look at and say like, hey, what actually happened here? But the only difference nowadays between, from back then to now is the smartphone and the access to information. Cause that was the big thing in the 70s or whatever, before the cell phone was a mainstay, is the access to information was limited, right? Like the government had all the access to the information. The people only got what the people got. We were on a need to know basis. But now the problem is that you have AI that I can go on to AI right now, type in a 8-word single sentence prompt, and I'll get an entire history of whatever I typed in, or I'll create a new logo, so that's when you talk about like why people are mistrusting, that's why people are mistrusting. And it does not help that generally speaking, people are mistrusting. I agree with that sentiment. We believe what we see. We don't believe what we don't see. Seeing is believing. We all know that. That's how most people are. So certainly. It's just this deal where when you have the sentiment coming from the White House that we have, and a combination of financial struggle, fears of the world ending as usual, like it's just a recipe for, hey, I don't trust anything. That's the hard part. It plays on people's insecurities.
But when did that start?
I think it started
about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think it started when a certain figure entered the political scene. And I'm not saying he's the worst thing or the best thing. I'm just saying the style of it, go back. I did this over the weekend. If you go on YouTube and you go back to whatever era of politics you want to look at, you want to go back to Reagan, Clinton, whoever you want to look at, go back and just listen to the sentiment with each other, how they talk to each other, the way they communicate, the respect that they have for each other as human beings versus how they talk about the issues. We don't have it in that era. We didn't have people going on Twitter and saying all this nasty ass stuff to each other. We didn't have that dynamic, dude. You would never say half the stuff you say on Twitter to someone's face.
Never.
And that's the problem, man.
Never, yeah.
So when does it change? It probably changes when the political climate cools off, dude. That's when it changes.
Yeah.
Which, good luck.
I don't know. I struggle with it because I just don't think it takes very much effort to be nice to people. And I think there are so many people that are angry and upset and jealous and, they want to say hurtful things or they want to, whatever that might be.
Mm-hmm.
I think angry, upset people who have issues in their lives find social media and find things like these situations and conspiracy theories and the grassy knoll and the moon landing and the earth is flat and
moon landing is a perfect example.
All of the things we always hear about. It's an escape from what their reality is. And that's got to be a tough place to live your life. I think it's very difficult when you look at, stuff like these scientists disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
Or just the art of misinformation. Like, do you trust anything that you read?
Not on its own. No, not on its own.
You can't anymore.
I do think that there's tiers to it. Like obviously if you're reading, I'm going to have more trust in an established, credible outlet. Like the New York Times as an example. But even with the New York Times, I'm going to say, okay, that's their spin on it. What is the other side saying? And what I've actually started doing, and it's actually pretty useful, if you take links to multiple stories you find on the internet and just plug them into AI, AI will give you a summary of what it sees to help you understand the story. Once you understand the story, then you can kind of see through how they're writing the story on an individual basis. So do I trust outlets on their own? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It used to be that I agreed a little more with certain outlets this way or that way, but now I really don't. Hey, let me listen to what you have to say. Let me digest that. And let me compare that to what a person who disagrees with you says. And let's find the middle about what's probably true or not true. That's how I go about it.
It's just so strange to me. I think about this weird, and this is probably way too deep, but I was thinking about this last night when we were texting about if this is staged or have you guys watched the Ben Sass interview on 60 Minutes? If you have not watched the 60 Minutes interview with Ben Sass, you really should go watch it. Former Senator Ben Sass talked about how there are a lot of people in this world who would rather go play Candy Crush than live a real life.
Mm.
And it's just like this thing where we have become so distracted and we crave these dopamine hits.
Yeah, dude.
That pornography gives us, that Candy Crush gives us, that doom scrolling gives us. And so we've gone to that and we've gone away from actual human relationships and conversations. We are so focused on the success of other people and tearing those people down or insulting those people or being mean to those people because there's whatever this hole is in our life that we're not willing to address. And I guess I'll just never understand it. I'll never understand it. And
think about someone who's less. So look, I think one of the things you have to remember is that people inherently as human beings, easy is what we want, right? Like we're wired in a way where we want easy or we want comfortable. Maybe easy is not the right word, but like comfortable, the path of least resistance, if you will. And I think one of the things that really hurts us in the sense that yeah, the smartphone is the great equalizer, if you will, in a lot of different ways. So like just the same way that you're kind of talking about, yeah, hey, dude, like people want Candy Crush, they want to doom scroll, they just want to be on their phone and get that immediate like, oh, next reel, next reel, next reel. Like it damages our brain that way. But just the same way that can take place, you can also go out and build a life through your phone with like content and like different things that you can do. Everything from day trading to content creation, whatever it is, man. There's a million different things that you can do. But that's the problem, is that nobody, I feel like, knows where to start anymore. It used to be, hey, like you graduated high school, you're either going to go into trade, like a tradesman of sorts, like electrician, like home, like some type of trade, or you're going to, you know, get a degree in some type of field that you have to be degreed in, law, you know, health, medical, whatever it might be. And I feel like that path is so unclear now because things are so expensive that people are fearful of getting into debt to go and chase those ambitions, and they don't really know where to start. And so we find ourselves in this really unique time and space where it can be done, but it's really hard to do unless you have resources. So when you ask questions like, hey, why do people latch on to Rossini and Vrabel? Why do people latch on to the government thing? Why do people latch on to these different things? Because it gives us something to talk about that's not when does work start or what issues are having in my life.
I think it's a distraction from our own unhappiness. And it's why I don't resonate with conspiracy theories, because I don't need it. It's why I really have, I feel like I've done a much better job of not doom scrolling the last several months. I don't need it. I'm not somebody that's wildly unhappy. I'm in a really good relationship. I like the things that we're doing. I like the life that I'm living.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wish ill on anybody. I hope everybody, right? Like, so I'm not out searching for something to fill my cup. And I just think what we've done to our country over the last decade has created a lot of really unhappy people. And that's the problem that needs fixing. I agree with Ben Sass. The Candy Crush philosophy needs fixing. But how do you get people off of social media and engaged with other humans?
Give them opportunity. That's how. Give them the opportunity to go out and do, like, one of the things that I think really contributes to this is the loss of in-office work, is the loss of going out each day, building relationships, doing your job.
Could well be.
That portion of life not being as available, I think, is really difficult for people, man. And I like, you know, I don't mind it, right? Like, I don't mind my setup, our setup or whatever, but a lot of people struggle with it, dude. The turnover rates in work from home work right now is not good. There's a lot of turnover because people just can't lock in.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. I am hopeful it will get fixed at some point. I really hope we turn back to each other. That we turn away from the mobile device and we turn back to each other. But we've become, and the other thing I think is really critical, is we've become so spread out. We don't live near our families anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have Sunday dinners. We don't do that stuff because we're all so spread out, because we're chasing, you know, it was interesting. So last week or 2 weeks ago, there was a survey that came out about what people are chasing. What are you trying to attain? And people are so focused on the inability to have what their parents had or have. I've never thought about that one time in my life. Do I have what my parents have? But if you look at Gen Z and millennials, and the older millennial in particular, because as millennials get younger, their problems change. But the top end, the oldest part of millennials, went through a period of time that really made it almost impossible to attain what their parents had or what previous generations had.
Yep.
And I think it makes it tough that we just have gotten away from Sunday dinners. I'm telling you, the thing that we lack is that interpersonal connection with the people closest to us. We don't have, because we're all so spread out. And the pandemic really, I think, exacerbated that issue.
Yes.
Is we've gotten away from being close to the closest people in our lives. And it's tough, dude. Whether you're a mile away, a county, a state, a region, a continent, you've got to find a way to stay connected to those people. Because Sunday dinner matters, dude. Like, it is those dinners you go to where, and I'm going to do, like, I'm going to Hawaii next week. No cell phones, man. Like, no cell phones at dinners. No cell phones at dudes.
I would just be away from it as much as you can. I mean, there's no, like, see, in that scenario, I'd be like, yeah, dude, just, yeah, obviously got to do some content or whatever. Totally get it. But, like, just generally, like, I would have that thing on do not disturb. And, like, I would be checked out, bro. If I was.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we learn to do that. And because we're running from so many things.
Mm-hmm.
We're running from so many things in our lives, and we've got to try to stop doing that. We have to learn to address things, but that takes communication and interpersonal skills. And no, I do not believe that what happened in Washington, I'm not convinced that what happened in Washington was staged. I just think I always go back to the volume of people that would have to be involved for that to have been staged. And the trained assassins that protect the president are not going to be 0 for 100. So I'm not necessarily convinced it's staged.
Yeah.
But again, I could be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. So, oh, is that right? The Phillies fired their manager. Man. Dude, it is. There's some good baseball
the Red
teams
Sox
that are struggling.
fired Buddy as well, I believe.
Well, they gutted their team and then blamed the coaching staff. They fired Cora and their entire team.
Yeah.
So, you know, but it's fine. I wish we got to talk more baseball. Yeah. Jeff Pass and Rob Thompson fired by the Phillies. They're off to a dreadful start. An absolutely dreadful start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like inexplicable with that roster.
Yeah, bro. It's rough. It is rough.
Yeah. Well, we got to talk some baseball. The Cubs are actually pretty mediocre right now. And they got tanked in LA, and now they lost last night in San Diego. So, you know, I'm a little concerned about the Cubs, but we'll see. Anyway, there you have it. The Monty Show is always presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7. 365, and it won't cost you a dime, see, because you don't pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case. So what do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing. Talk to an injury attorney live online right now. Clear risk-free advice is waiting for you at theadvocates.com. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.